first. Hello, hello, hello everybody, and welcome to the DDO stream. I am your host, Strimstream, and today we're going to be doing some super fantastic stuff just like we do every single week, so make sure you turn in every single Monday from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and you're going to see the coolest stuff you've ever seen. Coolest stuff ever. And today we hit a monumental, amazing thing. I got something I've never gotten before. I played DDO for a long time, 10 years to be exact, actually a little bit longer, about 11 and a bit, because I was in the beta. An amazing game. I love this game to death. It's unbelievable, dude. And I got something I'd never gotten before. I got something really cool, and I'm going to show it to you guys today. So you're going to see something. It's been 11 years in the making, but here we go. See this character? Look at this character. This isn't the character I was playing last week. Last week I was playing a Sun Elf Favorite Soul. You know, Favorite Soul got all that wishy-washy, crazy, holy magic and the angel wings and all that badass stuff. Also an elf, looking a little bit different. Not quite the same character. Well, today we got something crazy and totally different going on right here. This is a Purple Dragon Knight. But the neat thing about that Favorite Soul life was that that was my last life. My last life before I got something unlocked. Something that I'm about to show you right here. If I go to my past lives, check it out, everybody. Artificer, Barbarian, Bard, Cleric, Druid, Favorite Soul Fighter, Monk, Paladin, Ranger, Rogue, Sorcerer, Warlock, Wizard. That's all of them. That's right. That's every single one. Yesterday, I got this one, Completionist. So, if you can read this right here, Completionist requires all of that garbage. You win DDO! You leveled to level 20 in every class, and for your efforts, you may take this feat to gain a +2 bonus to all skills and ability scores. When more classes are added, this feat will deactivate, and you'll need to gain those past lives before this benefit reactivates. So, you heard it here, folks. Officially on the Strimstream, I did it. I won DDO. I beat the game. I beat it. I won. So, that's going to be it for the Strimstream today. I won, so it's pretty cool. I hope you guys have enjoyed the ride, enjoyed watching and stuff. But that's it for me. I won. I beat the game. So, I'll catch you later. I gotta go. I can't go forever. So, yes, I did it. I got Completionist. I won. I beat the game. So it's pretty cool. Now, what Completionist means for you at home watching, what does that mean? What does Completionist do? It means that I don't care about what class I play. The last several lives, I've been playing very, very boring classes. I played regular Barbarian. I played Favorite Soul that cast spells. Whoa. Not the mind-blowing stuff that I know that a lot of you die-hard Strim fans are used to seeing, Do you remember when I played Monk, and I did this weird-ass Flame Blade, swordy, slashy, with the Henshin Mystic garbage? That was amazing. Do you remember when I played Melee Artificer? Oh my god, with the rune arm in the one hand, and it looked like Mega Man. I had the little helmet on. Crazy. Do you guys remember when I played that Arcane Archer build? The original, the legendary original Arcane Archer build. Yeah, you do. Because those were the coolest parts. Those were one of the greatest experiences you can have. And I just really wanted to get Completionist because having that Completionist means I don't feel pressured to play any particular class or race or combination. I mean, hell, I even played Warforged Necro Cleric. That was crazy. Now I can just play whatever kind of cool crap I want. So I don't have to think, oh, I gotta get through this Barbarian life or whatever. If I play a class, it's just because I want to play it. So today we're playing something a little bit different. Fighter, Ranger, Warlock. Fighter, Ranger, Warlock. Fighter, Ranger, Warlock. So what is Fighter, Ranger, Warlock? It's a couple things. It's also intelligence-based. I can't really, explain this one. I'm going to do my best, though. So the idea behind this character is that, looking at my enhancement tree here, Arcane Archer, the Arcane Archer imbues the damage, only works with bows. So to give you an example, I don't have it working right now. If I click it on, you notice it doesn't actually turn on. It won't turn on because I have a crossbow in my hand. But if I flip a bow on, it turns on. And if I put that crossbow back on, it doesn't turn off, and it stays turned on. Oopsie doopsie. So that's a little bit of a bug. But the cool thing about that bug is it means now I'm going to be applying elemental damage, 78s to be exact, onto my, or 78s of electric damage onto every single shot. It's a lot of damage. But I'm shooting 3 shots because it's a repeating crossbow. So hilarious damage is about to ensue. On top of that, all of the effects that are in this tree, such as Dispelling Shot or Burning Shot, Inferno Shot, actually apply 3 times. If I press Dispelling Shot, I shoot 3 Dispelling Shots. If I apply Inferno Shot, I get 3 stacks of the burn. Really fast damage, really high stacking. It's very cool. So I'm going to show off this one because this is kind of crazy. So that's part of where the damage comes from. I also have points in Harper Agent. I get my intelligence hit and damage with missile weapons, so I get that intelligence on that sweet, sweet crossbow. And then Enlightened Spirit, I just happen to have Spiritual Retribution here, so I'm picking up an extra 3d6 light damage, both of which scale with spell power. And that's why we have an intelligence-based character here, because with all the intelligence, I can afford to take skill points and have a 60 spellcraft right here, for launching me up at, what, 252 light spell power and 212 electric. Not too bad. So this character is interesting. And the rest of my points are going to be going into Kensai here. I really want to pick up this one, Strike with No Thought, to get the +1 confidence bonus to critical damage multipliers, so my weapon becomes even more powerful. And as well, Power Surge will be amazing when I actually get it. So that's kind of the idea behind the character. Now, this character is really, really good. Like, really good. I think it might actually be better than the Arcane Arch build, by a lot. I'm going to kind of detail what items I have that make it work. None of these. The only item that makes it work is this one right here. This is the only item that makes it work, the Pensophic Circlet. This is easy mode. This item, potency, insightful potency, quality potency. This just means I don't have to think about what spell power I need. I have all of them. So the fact that right now I need both electric spell power and light spell power, and then I'll also, if I want to, swap out to force arrows. I'll need force spell power. Don't matter, I've got it all because it all comes from Pensophic Circlet. And then later, when I need more different types of spell power, planning on taking Shirati Champion, I'll need Force spell power, Sonic spell power, Random Element spell power. Don't worry about it, Pensophic Circlet's got my back. And I'll get the Epic or Legendary Pensophic Circlet later. Other than that, the Fatal Flaw right here is giving me tons of damage. This is one of the highest damage crossbows in the game. If you want to pick up a good crossbow, pick up the Fatal Flaw. Armor Piercing, Improved Vorpal, and it does a shitload of goddamn damage. So it's a great weapon. And then finally, Dynamistic Quiver. This thing is just awesome. It holds 5 unique stacks of 3,000. So mine I have filled with Deneath bolts that return to you shot. So effectively, each of these has a 75% chance to return. So with 3,000 Deneath bolts, that is kind of like having 12,000. And since it holds 2 stacks of 3,000, it's like 24,000 bolts in my bag. So I refill this very infrequently, and it's super convenient. And the rest of my items, like, this is just garbage. Like, oh, the one I started with, like, the item I started with, I found this in my bank. It's False Life and Charisma. Like, I don't use Charisma for anything. I did craft myself this, Intelligence and Spell Sight, to help out, so that's really good. My armor is also very good, parrying, healing, and Constitution. And, of course, Ring of Prowess, because Ring of Prowess is the best damage item in the entire game. But that's about it. You don't need any of these items, though. Like, I don't need Ring of Prowess. You know, I could swap out for a worse crossbow, and the damage would be similar. It wouldn't be as good. As well, I do have a couple interesting synergies, so like Know the Angles, it adds half of my intelligence modifier as insightful damage, so by pressing this Know the Angles button, my damage goes from base 39 to, it's supposed to be higher than this. It actually does increase the damage, just not showing it off right here. I guess it adds later. I don't know. You should slot an augment in your Fatal Flaw. Yeah, I want to, actually I'm thinking of putting a good damage augment in my Fatal Flaw, but I'll probably do that later. Stack your ice cream scoops. Stack your ice cream scoops. Yeah, I'll consider that in the future. But yeah, so that's his character. That's how it works. Yeah, it just does ridiculous damage. I'm going to show off that ridiculous damage in just a little bit. We're going to get started on doing some quests here. But yeah, trust me, you guys, I'm going to be doing more builds like this. Just ridiculous garbage with stupid stats that somehow add up to put numbers on the screen that you didn't even think were possible. Yeah. So it's going to be good. We're going to have a good time here today. And so for those of you wondering, you're like, oh man, I see Strimstream do like crazy builds and stuff. You know, is he back at it? That's right, we're back at it. And I have more builds where this comes from. Stop shooting. I have more builds where this comes from, don't worry. You'll keep going. But that's enough about me. What about you guys? How are you guys doing? I mean, I spent my last little bit just playing this character because I cannot stop because it's so much fun. But that's just me. Like, when I reincarnated in the Favorite Soul, I mean, it was fun to play, but eventually it just became tiresome because it had issues, like, with consistency with its damage, stuff like that. It wasn't an amazing character. This character is an amazing character. It's unbelievable. I honestly didn't think this was going to work as well as it did. I thought that it was just going to be, like, whatever. Fighter, Ranger, Warlock. I thought it was going to be some stupid build and it wasn't going to work. But apparently it works amazingly. Let me just share this quest real quick. So this is just an absolutely hilarious item, man. Absolutely hilarious item. Or it's a character build. We'll detail it in just a bit. Because I actually have levels of Ranger and Warlock, it gives me Ramsmite from Ranger for 2 extra damage, and it also gives me Expeditious Retreat, Night Shield, and Blur. So I actually have a way to stop magic missiles, which is even better. And then, of course, Planar Gird for the you know, greater heroism. Amazing stuff. Music is, like, too loud. Music's too loud. Game is too quiet. There we go. Get that good balance there. Now, the only problem is I do have some arcane spell failure. Later this, I think I'm actually going to work in full plate because I don't really care about arcane spell failure.
Along the walls, slide back and disgorge Morley's brainwashed cohorts.
Yeah. Now you're gonna see like really like big numbers going across the screen, and also like a lot of them, just lots of numbers. Yeah. It's kind of hard to read sometimes because of how many numbers go across the screen. Kind of takes up the entire screen, but doesn't matter. Character's good. That's all that matters, man.
Morley must have escaped through a concealed exit at the back of the store.
But yeah, how about anybody else? Anybody else doing any cool or crazy or exciting builds? You know, goofy, any goofy stuff? Anything fun? Anything cool? Because I'm really enjoying this cool and fun build. Playing the game for fun, man. Not just trying to level up and get completionist, but just playing the game for fun. It's neato. Alpha. Welcome. Substream time. Sorry, I missed the stream. What's the completionist build? Man! I just spent like 30 minutes explaining it. I don't actually know how long it was. What time is it? Oh, I spent 10 minutes explaining it. Yeah, so this character, just let the damage explains itself. Look at the damage. Look at the damage. See all these numbers that just fly across the screen? Doesn't matter. Million damage. Character's too good. Delete. Basically, all you have to do is delete all your other characters to make it work. So there are also a couple interesting things about this character that I did not detail out before. That I kind of have to talk about right now. So the first thing is that I made a mistake when making this character. So I took the completionist, right? I took the feat completionist. This one right here. Gives you +2 to all ability scores. As it turns out, completionist doesn't actually help you hit your stat requirements for feats. I thought it did because it looks like it does and it looks like it should. It actually doesn't, as it turns out, which is not too good. And it was actually a change that they made. Apparently there was a bug, or not a bug, but a problem where people would take completionist to hit feat requirements. Say you take completionist to hit, I don't know, like say you want to get 2 weapon fighting. So you take completionist to get the extra +2 dexterity bonus. You take 2 weapon fighting. Then what people would do is they would swap out completionist for another feat. And then they still have all those feats, so they didn't need to take completionist. And so because that was kind of exploitative, they made it so that completionist doesn't affect your stats for actually hitting stat requirements. Yeah, I didn't know that. So as a result, to be able to hit the dex requirement, I have to put some extra points into dex, which kind of sucks. And I would not like to do that because I need to make sure I have 21 dex by the time I hit level 20 or 21, so I can take combat archery. So now there are a couple interesting niche-y things with this character. Oh man, champion kobold. I can't even shoot that guy for some reason. Just won't let me. There are a couple interesting things about this character. Because I have crazy, and I mean crazy, use magic device from taking levels of Warlock, as well really high spellcraft from taking levels of Warlock. This character is really good at being supportive. If I actually had more than 4 raise scrolls, which I don't, but being able to easily resurrect your allies is really nice. I have a 100% chance right now with the resurrection, and then heal, I have more than 100% chance. So even if I get my charisma dumped or something, I can use charisma or heal to get rid of it. Using greater restore scrolls is going to be a bit bigger of an issue if I, get some negative levels or something. But my use magic device will be higher. By the time I hit level 30, my use magic device will be around 50 something, so I won't really worry too much. Hey, collectible. Yeah, the damage on this is actually kind of hilarious, so I really like it. But that's just me. Hey, how's it going, Miss Walker? How you doing? Open that door. Get out of the way, Taken. Because I get to use Inferno Shot as well, any area where I can have prolonged combat with an enemy, Inferno Shot becomes very, very valuable. So the way Inferno Shot works is it applies a stack of a debuff that does a d6 fire damage, which stacks up to 20 times. So you can effectively average it out to 3.5, or like basically let's just say 4 damage. Let's say per stack it's going to do 4 damage a tick. Well, I apply 3 stacks every time I shoot because I shoot 3 shots and each one counts. So as a result, if I do this and I apply 3 stacks, the first shot is going to add 4 damage. The second shot, because it has 2 stacks, is now going to add 8 damage. And the third shot's going to add 12 damage. Now, adding 4, 8, and 12 is only 24. That's not that amazing amount of damage. But then the next time I use it, it's 16, 20, and 24, going all the way up to 80 damage. At which point, if a monster has 20 stacks, that's an extra 80 damage a shot, which is kind of nice because it's adding about 240 damage to a burst. Pretty good average. Talking numbers, man. I'm like making up numbers right here. Transforming innocent people. I always that line always bothered me, because like maybe the people don't deserve to be transformed into Taken, but we live in Stormreach, man. If you read any of the books or any of the literature, Stormreach is the place where the outcasts go. I don't think all these people are innocent. Maybe some of them are innocent, sure. Maybe some of them aren't evil bastards like Morley Blode, but innocent? I wouldn't go that far. I mean, I'm like an evil murderer. Hey, get off of me, strange follower. So yeah, character's hilarious, does a billion damage. I don't understand. Yeah, that's about it. I honestly did not think this build was going to work, and it just did. That's why I've been playing it all day. I was planning on doing other stuff. I wanted to farm out some more Slave Lords on my Ranger on Arganessen. I wanted to do all sorts of stuff, but nope. No. Got Completionist, and this build just blew me away. I don't know if I'm going to make like a guide for this, because I think there's a lot of refining that needs to get taken place. Like, for example, I have the levels of Warlock. The levels of Warlock give me extremely high spellcraft, and also give me some other cool advancements as well, such as like really good use magic device, the extra light damage, and makes me fairly tanky. But if I subbed out those levels of Warlock for something like Rogue or Artificer, if I used Rogue, that would give me Evasion and the ability to do traps, and if I did Artificer, that would give me Rune Arms and the ability to do traps, as well as 2 trees that kind of enhance more the physical damage. But this build is meant to be like a gimmick, exclusively on-hit effect build. Hey, what's going on, DDO Central? How are you doing today? Come feel complete with me, because I feel complete. I'm the completionist. I feel so alive, so full. Ooh, hey, more taken. Now, there are areas where this character kind of like sucks, and that's like clumps. Monsters that clump are horrible for me. I hate clumps. On almost every other character, I just go like clump, and I clump up enemies so I can fight them all at the same time. But this character, hate clumping. This character is all about like one at a time, single file. Crazy single target damage. But the AoE, no. Nah, we don't do AoE here. Don't do it.
Caught up with Morley Blode, but he is not alone. The psychic projection of a mind flayer stands over him.
Poor Morley. He doesn't realize that you shouldn't make deals with mind flayers. Also, like, you have to know that this guy's in like a bad place. Look at this. He's like, this is where he's standing. He's standing in this horrific, horrendous room. Like, man, I mean, how far do you have to go? Like, I watched Breaking Bad too, so I know that, you know, sometimes when you get into the drug business, you make some questionable decisions. But, oh, jeez. Although I guess if you're already willing to, like, make the sacrifice of selling humans to a crazy monster from another dimension, I guess you probably don't make that rational or sound decisions. Bam. I mean, you can only assume, though. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm the crazy one for not, like, taking the deal. I mean, when you're in horrible-ass Stormreach, you know, and the Corn Lords are just taking your money, you gotta make a quick buck. How do you do it? Ooh, popped him already. Stupid Nyhoden. Yeah, so he's got 7 stacks. He gets all angry. 11 stacks. So now, if you notice, when I actually use my Inferno shot, it's going to be adding a lot of fire damage. So 40, 50, 36. So it's actually pretty cool how quickly you can stack up Inferno shot. It's disappointing that there is no like vulnerability shot, so I can immediately apply 20 stacks of vulnerability to a target. If that was the case, I'd be hyped about that. In the flesh. Next. In the flesh. That'd be pretty cool though. But yeah, so this is one of my cool build ideas, and there's gonna be more coming. I have a very cool Warlock build that I want to try out, although I've heard a lot of people tell me that they don't really like watching Warlock builds because apparently they're boring. I don't think Warlock builds are boring. I can understand though, from the perspective of like, you know, actually fun to watch, because you just watch someone walk in, burst, and then walk away. I have a fun Warlock build, a build that involves No Eldritch Burst in any capacity. No AFK Warlock builds. I don't like the AFK Warlock builds. I will agree with that. They are absolutely boring. Not always a bad thing, but hey, what's going on, Vernami? Strimstream. Well, that's a nickname I can handle. Only if it's coming from you. Oh no, I don't have melee. Do you have fireball? Oh, you can break it. Nice. 'Cause I cannot break this. Ooh. Thrackhounds. Also, tricks with this character, just like with the Arcane Archer build. Stand, always aim at the targets in back. You hit a target in back, you'll be ripping them apart like no time. You just get the whole line. Oh god, do I have any melee weapons? Turbulent EP. Spider. Oh, not spider. I'm thinking spider because web spider is playing in the background. But yeah, this character does amazing damage. The damage will go up when I up the critical multiplier. I'm waiting on 1 enhancement point to be able to up my critical multiplier. And then as well, more base damage. Went to sleep. Bruh, it's like 7:20. Unless you're like in Europe or have like a different life schedule than I do. But man. Ooh, gotta have that sidestep. 6 sidestep. That's the other thing that's nice about this, is the fact that I can easily sidestep stuff because I'm at range. That's just one of the best parts about playing a range character, is having the kind of freedom to dodge attacks that you can't as a melee. Unless you've got some kind of like 6th sense. Ooh. It's like Thrackhound? I don't care that there's a champion Thrackhound. The other thing that's really nice about this character is because I deal 3 different types of damage, pulling electric and light and physical. I don't really care if a monster has a resistance or immunity. There's no single monster that can be immune to my damage. And I fire relatively quickly, so, you know. It's like, oh no, the guy doesn't take my physical damage. Well, it's no problem, he's going to take my magical. Oh no, he's resistant to electric. Well, he's still going to take the physical and the light damage, you know? And nothing's really immune to light damage, which is why Warlocks are so goddamn OP. Even better, I do have this like the crappy little passive aura, which I don't even pay attention to, but it's convenient. UK.
What happened to the team?
I don't know, man. They went AFK. Whoop. Yeah, UK time. What is it? UK time is 6 hours? No, 5 hours. Right? You're 5 hours ahead? So it's 2:23? Lightning does heal some monsters, but that's why, ever so conveniently, when I run into a situation where it's like, oh no, lightning damage! Boom, I just swap onto my bow, whip on force arrows, and bing bang boom, we're playing with force now, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't even care what type of damage type I use, because this item that should never have been invented, the Pansophic Circlet, exists. It gives me potency, insightful potency, and quality potency for all of my potency needs. And all of a sudden, I'm just doing the same thing, just with slightly less damage. So my average damage goes from 100 to about 80. Average damage on, of the elemental added. I'm gonna turn the lightning back on though. As well, I gotta every time I do that, I gotta regather bolts because it de-equips my bolts, which is annoying. Oh right, sorry, 5 hours is not 2 in the morning. I was thinking of like 12. Like, I'm bad at time. I got a free buff. Now the problem with this character is I have to buff all the time, which just gets tiring. Yeah, even better than a ranged warlock, dude. Ranged warlock. I'm a fighter ranger warlock. I also love it too, because people join your group and they're like, I don't understand. I don't understand. Why are you a fighter ranger warlock with a crossbow? I don't understand. Although it is tremendously disappointing. I feel like I should sub out the Warlock for Rogue if I was going for more, because it would probably give more overall damage, as well as giving the ability to deal with traps. But this way, it gives me more damage on hit. And this is an on-hit damage build. The focus of this build is try to add a lot of damage on hit.
I can always acquire more art. In fact, I've asked my assistant Pixel to take some parts from you.
Later, Pixel.
Tragic. It will be difficult to replace my favorite high tyrant.
So it's kind of neat because I get the triple added on hit damage. Now, in an effort to keep the on hit damage madness going, I will be doing Shirati Champion with this character. I don't actually know if it would be better to be Shirati or Legendary Dreadnought though. I can't tell. See, the thing about on hit damage is I'm also keeping, it's all scaling on hit damage. So it's not just on hit, it's also all scaling. So all of it either scales with some kind of spell power or something. This character should be able to hit a minimum of 500 universal spell power. So that'll be 500 lightning, light, force, like basically whatever spell power I end up using, I'll hit 500. That's the idea anyway. That'll take some refining though. That's not just going to happen overnight. I'll tell you that much. I don't know how much I'm going to try to gear out this character, but I'm really enjoying it. I can't shoot the Mind Flayer. Why is nothing working? What's happening? There we go. Yeah, man. You gotta love that scaling on hit damage. Oh, dude, you have Twitch Prime? Nice. Gotta get that. That Lady Tyrande Whisperoon skin. Gotta have that scale. Gotta have that Twitch Prime. As much mods as possible. Doesn't matter how this damages the bar covers the entire screen. Oh, that's what I'm gonna try to do because I'm gonna be Shirati Champion. So. Yes, I will be taking one legendary feat, probably, potentially the force damage one, but we'll see. Or, sorry, not the force, the sonic damage one, but we'll see. I'll either be taking the sonic damage one or the acid damage one. Simply because the acid damage gives a lot of physical and magical resistance rating, but the sonic damage one will deal more damage because I'm going to be probably using the legendary dashing gloves because they're super good. It's really hard to say. I don't know. But man, that Twitch Prime though. I want Tyrande Whisperwind. Tyrande. I don't even play that game anymore, but I still want it. Actually, that's not true. I wanted Amazon Prime, and I needed a reason to get Amazon Prime. Also, if any of the Turbine devs just happen to be watching right now, I highly recommend that you get a deal with Amazon Prime so that I have more incentive to buy Amazon Prime, and I can get sweet bonuses with my DDO with Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime. Oh, goddammit, it's a beholder that wiped all my buffs. Huh. Ooh, piece of candy.
Your simple mind does
oh, a beholder, it's going to wipe all my buffs. Too bad he's dead. Now, like I said, even when I run into monsters that are completely immune to my electric damage, so say I run into like that Doom Sphere, right? The Doom Sphere Pixel when you fight him again, which I'm not going to fight because I don't think this character is strong enough to solo that thing, or even duo that thing. Oh man, I just came up with a good idea. Oh, hold on. I'm just typing something to my compadre. Oh my god, the double shots. I love the double shots on this character.
It's up to you. I'm not alone in here.
Oh.
Oh, I can hardly wait. You'll be the first
Yeah, gotcha. Sneak attack, bitch. Get him in the back. I also get the little area effect here there, which is kind of neat. It's not really good. Warlock makes me like tankier because it gives me a bunch of physical and magical resistance rating. So, ooh, piece of candy. Hey, that's actually not mine. That comes from the 110% legend Janis Joplin. Janis Joplin, incredible legendary Galanda player. If you play with that guy, I love that guy. Super nice, very helpful, super kind, and 100% of the time, a remnant drops, he will type, or not type, he will say in voice chat, he will say almost nothing else the entire time you're playing with him, but every single time a remnant drops. Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. Every time. And now I just do it because it's unconscious. It's like, you know, in memory of the legend Janis Joplin. Oh no, he went out of my view range. Or is he dead? Oh no, I killed the Mind Flayer. Oh, I thought he was out of view range. Whoopsie. Turns out I just do too much damage. I'm gonna quickly shrine. That is a good idea though. Try to make a damage mod build. What would you do on a damage mod build?
Yeah. Don't bother joining the conversation. Everyone needs to appreciate the next room.
Appreciate the next room. Good call. The fashion show. Here we go. I always love this room. Flesh crafted fashion.
You're just going to beat them up. This is why we can't have nice things.
I always love this quest. The voice acting is just so spot on. The character's fantastic. High for a DDO stream? Bruh, this shit is low. Get your friends. I'm telling you. I don't quit until we hit 30. My average for the last 4, granted, some of those were before I left, was 28. So we need to up the ante. Get your friends. Tell everybody. It's not, because remember, this isn't just the DDO stream. This is the Strimstream. Oh, somebody followed me actually. That's amazing. Because my Twitch alerts are going off that somebody followed me, and not the DDO stream. But yeah, so I'm just saying, this is not just the DDO stream. This is the Strimstream brought to the DDO stream. This is a magical event that happens only once a week, but we can do it. We can hit those records, you know? Because what do you get here? Look at this. Look. Crossbow fighter. Warlock ranger. You don't see that every day. If you do, I mean, it's almost like, think of it like bear druid, you know? Like, bear druid is one of those things that everybody should be playing as because it's clearly the best version of druid. Yeah, you could play this like spellcaster druid that does like, I don't know, pretty good damage and has like hilarious one-shots. You know, an earthquake. Maybe you could play wolf druid. Wolf druid's pretty good, especially when you go with that exploit build with the bitey, scratchy. You know, talking about fighter ranger druid. Ooh. 6 ranger, 4 fighter, 10 druid exploit build. Purple dragon knight just to make it easier. So you start with all the exploits. Crazy build. How about bear druid? Huh? Yeah, man. Bear druid. That doesn't really have any synergy with anything. And it isn't good. But it is bear druid. Or mass frog monk. Yeah, man. Your monk better have mass frog. I know how high you're going to be pumping your wisdom. And what else are you going to take at level 28? I want to see that mass frog. Whoop. Super high wisdom with paladin and ranger, so you get that scaling on the mana. So now this is the hardest part. I have to not die. So what happens right here is we're going to get dumped into another dimension. When we get dumped into another dimension, there's going to be beholders. I have to ice the beholders before... I don't care about my spells getting dispelled, but before I get instant killed by beholders. That is the only thing that matters right here in this room. Ice the beholders. Because even if the screen, when the screen hasn't loaded, everything's going to fade to black right now. Everything fades to black. You can hit loading screen, and then I'll already be able to tab target the beholder, which is really important. Right there, dead. That's all that matters, is killing that beholder. Nothing else can really hurt in here. But that beholder has to die before you even get out of the screen, or else like 1 or 2 of your teammates is just going to die instantaneously. Because they wipe away your death ward, right?
And you sense a powerful shield surrounding him.
And now we get the most fun part.
A direct assault will likely prove fruitless. So you must find another way.
Stand and watch.
Welcome to my mind. You are surrounded by other guests who I have chosen to merge with my superior intellect. Please do try to resist me. I find it most
sounds like dude's having like an orgasm when he says stimulating. Yeah, man. Whoa, whoa. Hey, that orb hit there. What the heck? This guy's a jerk. If you've never done this quest, he shoots these like crazy orbs, and you have to drag the crazy orbs into these pods.
Dispersing the psychic energy stored inside.
Now you gotta move to a pod. Oh, yeah! Once the pod goes down, when the pod blows up, it heals you and gives you mana back, so you can burn as much mana here as you want. Where's that one? Goodbye, beholder. The insta-kill move. Oh, shit. That's trying to drain my charisma. Look, you mind flayer. Oh, there's one right behind me. Another thing is the mind flayers. The mind flayers will drain your charisma, so it's really important to kind of like stop them from doing that. So I'm gonna quickly get my charisma back. Oh no, this pod is... Hey, it broke anyway. Get this one. This pod. this pod. No, get this pod. Whoa, okay, teleport away. That's fine too. The insta-kill move. I don't have any insta-kill moves, unfortunately. Well, I have... oh, shit, it's coming down. Oh, fuck, I missed. Come on, man. Uh-oh. Oh, is he free? Oh, I can shoot him right now? Oh, cool.
Enough! I hold sway here. I will not allow you to harm me.
More
One down.
pods
Another one
appear as
down.
Yolthun draws on his psychic
Oh my god, we can
reserves.
shoot him again?
His
Holy
trap
cow.
is weakening.
What is happening? First gravity, man. Doesn't matter. Now, unfortunately with this character, I don't really have any cooldown effects or anything that kind of like allows me to very, very quickly deal damage. This character is pretty much the epitome of consistent damage. Think of this character like Warlords of Draenor Windwalker Monk. No burst damage, just damage. I deal lots of damage, just it's all the same, all the time.
Massive attack. Three fragile
Damage
pods
never worse
sprout
and never
from the
better.
floor in front of him.
Goodbye, Brain Pod. Uh-oh. I'd help, but I have to kill Yalthun.
Oh, that is not fair.
Oh, the insta-kill attack. Oh, that's what you meant. That's what I'm trying to stop right now. Is he still there? Oh. Goodbye.
With his mind broken, Yolthun lies defeated,
Depads, man,
sputtering
depads.
gibberish incomprehensible even to the natives of Zoriat.
That's it. Cool. Oh, there's a res shrine here, so you should be able to res yourself when you actually pop over here. The next grouping we're going to do is the Disciples of Sharchain, and then after that, Search and Rescue, both in Evening Star. Both in Evening Star.
Can I interest you in this parasitic breastplate?
No, thank you. Disciples? Disciples? Disciples of Shar. Disciples? I didn't spell it right, but that's fine. People understand what I mean. I always like to recruit people for quests. It's kind of the way that I just do it. I kind of just leave an open group up. People can join me, people can't. If I'm playing a really great build, a really strong build, I kind of think of it as a way to, like, there's always going to be people out there that aren't playing amazing. Oopsie. Quest reward. Ooh. Beholder plate. Thorac bracelet. Yeah. Scepter? No. Vorpal. No. Dagger? Oh my god! Guys, look at this dagger. It's minimum level 14, plus 3 dagger, plus 2d6 evil damage. I don't know about this item, man. I feel like I feel like my weapon's a little bit better than that. Anyway, I'm gonna keep it. Cool. So now we have to go do the Disciples of Shar. To get there, I'm lucky. I've reincarnated my character. I got that key to the city. So we're going to pop over. If you don't have a key to the city and you'd like to get to Evening Star, you can always go through the hole in the wall. However, if you're level 15 and you want to do Disciples of Shar, you probably haven't done, what do you call? You probably haven't done the quest, Loads of Dust, which means you either have to log in and out if you are a VIP or a iconic character, or you can't. You just can't join. It's kind of sucks, but you can circumvent that problem by spending money. So if say you're playing the game, right, and you're like, hey man, I wanna play the game and I wanna pay money to the game. Do that, man. You make money. For me, the game player. In fact, I like virtual money. Like I've been telling a lot of people, if you want to make good virtual money, and by that I mean astral shards, if you can. Even if you don't like it, if you can do, let this guy hide behind like every tree in the forest. What the hell, man? Just gotta kill this guy. There's too many trees here. Causing my frames to drop too much. Shoot. I'm like not even hitting. What the heck is going on here? This is weird. That's the one thing I don't like, I will say, about ranged weapons, is I find a lot of times just randomly the attacks won't connect. And I'm not entirely sure what's up with that. But, yeah, if you want to make lots of astral shards, you can make lots of astral shards by doing slave lords and then selling those items. As well, same thing as Yeah, man. Hey, 21 viewers. You know what's higher than 21? 21,000. And I'm shooting for
What'd you say,
21,000
Tom
viewers.
Selleck?
Tom Selleck. I'm shooting for 21,000 viewers by the end of the stream. So if we can just get that going, guys. 21,000. 21,000 or bust. No. Breaking my Wands of Fireball, level 6.
I mean,
What?
I'm sure you could probably pull it off. Is there an item you can get that looks like a Hawaiian shirt?
Oh my god. I feel like that's not directed at me. I don't think there is a Hawaiian shirt item though. To pull the full Tom Selleck. The one thing I don't like about repeating crossbows is actually having to shoot all these individual little barrels and stuff. That's annoying. But yeah, let's see if we can do it, guys. Just for DDO, let's hit 21,000 viewers today. That's what I find is one of the more interesting things about streaming, like, not super popular games. I love DDO to death, and I will always stream this game because it's my favorite game. But, like, you can't become famous. Sir, you're here? Thank you, Elmo781. You were here this afternoon too when I was doing the other streams, so that was good. Makes me feel good about myself. I did stream for a large part of the day today. Like 4 hours? I don't know. It was a good time. It was a good time to be alive. Can I just shoot these guys like this? Yeah, you bet I can. So I just like getting lining up those shots, like doing something like this and being like pew pew pew, and hitting all 3 of them. It just feels good. Well, the thing about DDO, and this is important for you to recognize, that I think a lot of people are like starting to learn more and more as the game sort of like gets older, is that there's no real good analog for Dungeons and Dragons. So like you have Dungeons and Dragons games for sure. You know, you got Neverwinter, which if you like that game, I'm very sorry for you.
Sorry, I didn't realize you're already inside.
You know, oh yeah. But if you like, you know, there's Neverwinter, which is a Dungeons and Dragons game, but again, it's a game. And yeah, it's in the Forgotten Realms, but I wouldn't really call it a Dungeons & Dragons game. It's basically just World of Warcraft. You know, you've got the older games that really emulate it really well. You know, talking about like your Neverwinter Nights or Baldur's Gate. And then even like newer games like Pillars of Eternity or Divinity Original Sin. A lot of those games that are very Dungeons & Dragons-esque. But they don't really give you like kind of like the feel of like what it would be like to be in a Dungeons & Dragons like adventure, you know? Whereas DDO really gives you that. It's got the narration coming over top of it and its own individual story, you know, where that you can feel like you're a bigger part of. If you're a brand new player, joining a team of other players and kind of getting an adventuring party is a really, really good idea, because the game can be difficult and confusing. The traps are really unique and intricate, and there's so many different kinds. I'm telling you, like, DDO really kind of fills that void, especially even with like the character customization, the fact that you can actually make the character that you want. It really is kind of the most Dungeons & Dragons-esque game out there. Now, this is not to say that DDO is a perfect game, which it's not. It's full of bugs, some hilarious, some frustrating. But it really does give you that sense of like character creation, that ownership over like the types of characters that you play and you have. So that's like I can't stop playing this game just because of the oh my god Spills feeling. Look at the character I'm playing: crossbow fighter, crossbow ranger fighter, warlock. I'm just like I just want to make this cool character, and I did. It's the build potential that kind of will pretty much always keep me interested, and the triple shots, and sick effects. I love that there's a tree form that you just club people really, really, really slow. But yeah, man, Neverwinter Nights, I'm telling you, it brings me back. If you haven't had the chance to go play Neverwinter Nights, highly recommend it. I don't care if the game came out in like, what, 2001 or something like that? Or probably even earlier. That game is amazing. It's a classic. It's like Neverwinter Nights, Knights of the Old Republic is another amazing and classic game that if you haven't had the chance to play, I highly recommend it. I don't want to go this way. I want to go this way. It just kind of fits on those lists of like that list of like, you know, kind of legendary classics that not so much that you have to play, but it's so recommended for just your overall experience and understanding of kind of like the development of a lot of like the RPGs that are out there. Man, Knights of the Old Republic is so good, and it really shows you where all the BioWare games came from, especially with a lot of their storytelling elements. What's going on over here? Why is there firewall? So, but I mean, like I said, DDO doesn't have like the same. It's not gonna have your same Bioware level of storytelling. But for a player like me who's already done,
I know I'm going. I just stopped to kill dogs.
yeah, for a player like me who knows every single quest in the game, yeah, it looks like I'm just kind of running through and killing the monsters. But for a new player, like even Korthos itself, you get to start on this cool island, and everything seems like, you know, you basically get to free this island from under the tyranny of a dragon. So. Oh yeah, and that's the other thing. The game is not dying. For anyone that's watching right now and you're wondering and you're like, oh man, the game's dying. Well, it's not. It's not dying. There's so many new players, it's unbelievable. In fact, if you want to see some of those players, there's a Discord group that you can join. It's the DDO Discord group, which I will give a link to in just a second. The DDO Discord group. Give me that copy link. Here you go. I'm going to post this in the chat. That's the DDO Discord group. Join that to get to the... It's the official, unofficial one, because Turbine does not have their own. But it's the official, unofficial, where you can join up and play with other players who just really enjoy the game and just really want to play. Highly recommend it. If you're looking for a thing, trying to do quests that are uncommon, talking like, say you want to do like Titan Raid or something, or you're brand new and you're looking for other brand new players, and you don't even know what server to start on, no problem, because there's links to either all the servers. Maybe you're looking for a new guild, maybe you're looking for build help or ideas. That's a lot of the places where I get some of my build ideas too, because the people just like chit chat, and so you can just, even without asking, you can just leaf through it. Indiana? Yeah, man, bring it in. I represent Indiana. I'm not, unfortunately, not American, although I am a big fan of freedom, but not American.
You've captured all the shards.
Hey, man, not to brag or nothing, but if you go on the official DDO YouTube channel, head over to that YouTube channel, and there's going to be a video called Strimstream explains the new Caneth crafting, and it's like one of the most viewed videos in that channel in the past like 2 months. I think it is the most viewed video in the past 2 months. It's a Strimstream. The problem is, like, it's not a problem. I'm using my, you know, Unreal sex appeal and my ability to be a fast-talking, slick young man for good. I'm bringing it to DDO. Welcome. We're like at the end fight, but you can still step in for the XP. What is happening here? I'm like running out of mana. I'm kind of just shooting the Shard Priest instead of like any of the ads. I should probably be killing ads, considering this character is an ad-killing machine. Uh-oh. I got you. Oh god, gotta heal self.
I was gonna say, save me.
Oh god. Got it. Okay, there we go. I was so worried I was gonna die right there.
You'll never escape, screams the priestess.
Whoop.
It will rend you limb from limb.
Air method, we're good. I also love this section. The woman runs away, she's like, I know, I'll do something. Owlbear comes out, and then, ruh-roh, bad idea. Get mauled. I will say this as well, Turbine, if you're listening to me.
Rem chest came out of that one. Because I got the kill.
Nice. Turbine, if you're listening to me, make an owlbear skin for a druid bear, please. And make it cost $25. And I will buy it for $25. Literally in like immediately. Hey, what's going on, RD2 Play? How you doing tonight? This is my request of Turbine. We'll wait for you to get in before we finish. But yeah, if they made a owlbear skin for bear form for $25, like not even like Turbine points, you have to buy it in the Turbine store for $25. I would buy it in the Turbine store for what the Con 9 sheltering 20. Okay, I'm okay with that. But yeah, if they made that and put that in the Turbine, like the DDO market or whatever it's called, the Turbine market, man, I would pay $20 for that skin. That'd be sick. But actually, I would probably do that for any cosmetic for animal form. Yeah, the owlbears look so good. Unfortunately, this one here is dead. But playing a lot of slave lords, there is and owlbear and slave lords as well, and I love it. There's lots of owlbears in. I'm gonna share this quest just so this guy knows where to go. Hall of Heroes, Forgotten Realms. I guess he's still in the Hall of Heroes. We'll give him a minute. I know where the quest is. Okay, good. But yeah, there's a lot of owlbears in the Stormhorns as well. If you get the chance to pop in there. I really like the Stormhorns. It's too big for me. It's too big. You know, I mean that's what she said, but it's too big. Can't handle it. I like the quests though. They really feel epic. Plus, if you've never done the quest, what goes up? Oh, goddamn, so many good quest recommendations. If I was to recommend quests, here, how about this? I'm going to recommend a quest for all of you guys, especially if you're like a long-time player. If you've never done it, I highly recommend the quest Schemes of the Enemy in House Cannith. I'm not doing it right now. I don't think I will do it today. Maybe we'll do it today. Maybe we'll do it later. But Schemes of the Enemy is like one of my favorite quests in the game. It's just super cool. It's an amazing quest about essentially breaking into a manufactory, and you have to like climb through air vents and basically pretend to be James Bond. It's super amazing. Alright, now we're on the next one. Hey, we just finished Disciples of Shar, and now we're on Escape Plan. Is made to order. Oh my god. Escape Plan, where are you?
The river voyage begins peacefully enough.
I'm not actually a big fan of made to order, to be honest.
Says the magistrate. There's no one around for leagues. Suddenly, a harsh
All the remnants? Oh, the problem is I have like 40,000 in the bank. Like, I honestly don't care. There's 10,000 there. Like, I just don't care about remnant drops.
You are easy prey. Attack!
I can't tab target onto this guy. Won't let me. Screw your prisoner being freed. Goddamn lizard folk. The targeting's really wonky in this forest here. Also, my frame rate is like super low because my computer sucks. That's not the point. But yeah, made to order's okay. Oh god, the triple shots feels so good. Welcome, we are inside Escape Plan. See, I like that. I really like that part of Made to Order. My problem with Made to Order is all of the traps and all the hallways that are everywhere. You think you're okay, and you get all the way through a hallway, and you get excited, so you sprint to the end of the hallway, and then boom, right before the door, you get exploded because you step on a mine. Oh my god, that quest. Like, I really don't like spell wards, because I think spell wards are super lazy design. Like, they seem kind of cool, because, like, oh yeah, the drow, they make these, like, magical traps where they, like, kind of, like, enchant a ward that explodes when you step near it. Like, super cool. But then it gets just, like, gets super overused, and they're everywhere in the Forgotten Realms, and I find them really boring and not really very exciting. But the mines in Made to Order, I find, are the complete opposite. It's super exciting, because you know that they're everywhere. That's the way the quest is designed. You basically have this dwarf who's absolutely paranoid, so he has traps and stuff everywhere. So you just put down 1 billion mines, and he's an artificer, so like, of course he has like 1 billion mines. So it's just a super cool looking quest, awesome concept. Uh-oh. Oh, champions! I don't even care about them. But yeah, then he's got the fact that they have like the Get Smart door, basically in DDO. There's so many references in this game. There's the Get Smart door in Made to Order. You've also got in the Orchard, Mentau the Fleshmaker. I love Mentau the Fleshmaker. All the little things. Yeah, I really like Palace of Stone too. Although my favorite narration is probably going to be Cry for Help. Big fan of Cry for Help. Let me see if I can do it properly.
Is it over?
Please and help are clearly audible. Perfect narration. Beautiful. Beautiful narration.
Wait a moment.
It makes you feel like you're there, you know?
A reptilian form dashes towards the priest.
So this is... I hate this quest because of this. Like, I want to stop him. I want to stop. Stop. No. Don't steal this guy. I command you, but you can't do anything about it. He just takes him. It's like, no, hold portal. I cast something. I cast magic missile. Come on. Oh god, Delirious.
can't let Dedrick.
Yes.
The shaman must have taken the Shar priest somewhere close by.
Can I shoot this door?
It's time to venture into the forest.
I cannot. I have to melee it, but I don't like melee. Complaining. Anyway, there's like a million dogs chasing behind me. I'm just gonna run away from them and ignore them. And then we run backwards into a whole crowd of lizard people. So the way this character works is I basically just run backwards, firing in a straight line, and everything's going to die to all my crazy elemental damage. Now, my physical damage is pretty good, but it's actually not as high as it could be. I have no focus on this physical damage. Every single thing I have is focused on upping my elemental damage, which is amazing how much damage I actually get to do with the physical. The physical is going to scale much, much harder when I actually get things like enhancing the crit, enhancing the base damage from Kensai, stuff like that. So by doing this... Triple kills. Oh man, I'm not even getting triple kills. I'm getting 6 single kills. I attack the darkness. Oh man, that one's classic. If you've never seen that one, that's a classic. Okay, I don't know if that's my web or not. No, it's definitely my web. Okay, somebody in my team cast web. You're not as feeble as you seem. I feel like, given how many lizard folk we've killed, I feel like the lizard folk at the end here would be like, you know what, guys, let's not fight. Let's not fight the adventurers. Let's not fight these mercenaries. I think they might cause us a little bit of trouble. But nah, you get to the end here, and he's like, we'll see whose money was better spent because we're both mercenaries. Like, bruh, I just killed all your wolves and all your lizard folk. He has no idea how strong we are. And strong. Oh my god.
This must be the lizard folk camp. The Shar priest.
I remember original characters when names were like back in 2006 when names were really easy to get. Having characters like Trogdor the Burninator or Toaster. Like names that you just can't get anymore.
We hunt the same prey. So be it. We are both.
I don't get it. We've killed literally over 100 of the lizard folk, and this dude is still like, nah, we'll see whose gold is better spent. Can I get a breakable bonus? Probably not. Anyway, this character's all about physical or single target though, so we're just gonna kill this guy as fast as we can. No, I don't want to miss. Stop it with the heals. No. Well, yeah, so this character is really interesting. For those of you that are just tuning in right now and didn't actually get a chance to see my big 10-minute explanation and can't wait until the YouTube video comes out later, either later today or tomorrow, let me just kind of give you a quick rundown. This is a fighter, ranger, warlock that is the on-hit damage build. I use imbues from Arcane Archer to up my damage. I use the Enlightened Spirit to add light damage to my shots. And because I'm firing a repeating crossbow, I shoot it 3 times. And also, ooh, piece of candy. Welcome. We just finished Escape Plan, so we're moving on to the last part. Shadow of Doubt. Shadow of Doubt. So it's a cool, interesting character. Does a lot, which is kind of neat. Let me pull up this reward here. Ooh, legendary victory. Gimme. Gotta help out my guild. Ooh, alluring cloak of no stats. Nullified of statlessness. Whoa! What items? Yeah, the idea behind this character is to essentially just make a character that uses on-hit damage effects. So what I mean by on-hit damage effects, for those that aren't familiar, I'm thinking things that apply additional damage when I land physical attacks. So, for example, on-hit damage would be like here, I have Shrieking on this weapon. It adds 2 to 8 sonic damage. That's 2 to 8 sonic damage on hit. So the extra damage applies, but it doesn't scale with like my physical damage or anything, because it's not physical damage. It's like something separate. So this character, as it's on hit, I get 7d8 lightning damage that scales with lightning spell power, and I get 3d6 light damage that scales with light spell power. And because I have crazy spell power, because I'm an intelligence-based build, I actually add a ton of extra damage on top of the already good damage that I have. do just physical, because I have a very, very good weapon. Oh my god. What do you mean by the shadows coming? Here we go.
You feel
Bam.
a wrenching sensation.
So like I said, interesting build. Maybe not the greatest, but it's the kind of thing where the shadows die really, really quickly, which is kind of cool. Like, the stuff takes a bunch of damage. I do run into some problems with this character, of course. Clumps are really bad. I'm really great at shooting things that either run at me in a straight line or really far away. But like this, where I have like just a big clump of guys, like, I don't know, I shoot at them, and they take damage. But unless they're running at me in a straight line, I'm not that good. So this isn't that bad. Like, running backwards and shooting is actually is a pretty reliable way for me to kind of force myself to get more damage. I can shoot through targets using the improved precise shot ability. Precise shot makes it so that your arrows will always hit their target, doesn't matter what's in between. Improved precise shot, yep, that's coming right after this. Improved precise shot makes it so that my arrows fire through targets and hit every single thing in between my target and me, which is great because it means I can hit multiple targets at the same time. Sometimes I can have like negative consequences, and other times you can just start firing into crowds and watching damage numbers go up on your screen, which is kind of cool. Here, I'm probably not going to top the kill meter just because the shadows don't have a lot of health, but they're very flat to the ground. Monsters that are very low to the ground are very difficult to deal with ranged weapons. So like rats, you know, shadows like this. What else are there? What's very low to the ground? Rats are one of the big ones because they also get close up to you in melee, so they get in your face, so your arrows start going all wonky. Whereas anything that's any like average sized human, you know, they actually have a higher center, so it's easier to land your shots on them. Yes.
A purple dragon knight rallies you to his side. To the ship, he cries.
Now they're gonna go kill those monsters. I have to break these barrels, man. Gotta get that XP. Always break barrels, baby. Hey, there's a collectible over there too. So I could go fight that like big crowd, but instead I'm just gonna shoot this guy over here. Who apparently I'm missing a lot. I'm missing a lot of my shots. Like, not that they're like missing physically, or like that I'm rolling low, but that piece of candy. That they're actually missing, which is kind of weird.
A purple dragon knight runs from the alley, breathless.
Oh my god. So somebody was like typing at me, and I was like, oh, I'm using voice chat. I'm not typing, because typing is lame. And then someone on my party is like, oh, well, I'm deaf, so typing's all I got. Well. That's... Do I feel like a jerk? I don't know. That's weird. I don't know what to say. What's the appropriate reaction there? What am I supposed to be? Like, oopsie, sorry for saying that typing is dumb, when that's literally your only way to communicate with other players in the game. No, they're chill. I just need to know. I just need to know. God, I feel like such an asshole right now. I'm just reading chat, and they're like just talking about like the consequences of being deaf, and I'm like, oh man, I feel like such an asshole. I mean, I am an asshole, but what are you supposed to do in that situation? It's like, geez, what are you, deaf? And then the person like makes sign language back at you because they are deaf, and you're like, oh god damn it, you feel horrible. I mean, granted, the situations don't happen very often, but they do happen apparently. Well,
Ahead are the walls of Wayloon Prison.
Who are we missing?
The captain surveys the area from atop the
All 5 of us are here. Oh, weird. Oh. Well, I don't know. I'm just gonna enjoy the fact that I can hear sounds and feel magical. I don't know what I would do if I was deaf. Man, I love music. I assume that, you know, because you can't hear stuff, you lose music. That would be very, very sad. That's well, I could, yeah, I could bend and help somebody. Good idea. I'll just say I'll type important stuff. Good. I don't know, man.
It's down. Go while you
I feel like a jerk. Where's that purple dragon knight? I gotta talk to him. Yes, thank you.
The way through the docks
Somebody's
is
missing.
open
The
once
barbarian
again.
is. Oh, is the barbarian here? Oh, the barbarian is here the whole time. Shows how much I'm paying attention. I'm too thrown off by this deafness thing. It's like holy shit, somebody's deaf playing video games. Although admittedly, I do play a lot of games with the sound off completely. I don't know if that's I feel like that's a bad thing though, like playing video games with the sounds off. Because it's one of those situations where like, you know, you've played it so much you don't need the sound anymore. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm a pro at taking stuff for granted. Just trust me. I'm in North America. I take everything for granted.
Only the brave will be able to protect the kingdom from what she has planned.
Is there a scroll vendor in Evening Star? Need your assistance, team, because I have no idea. Boots. Boots. All bad. Necklace. Turn legendary victory. I don't know if there's a scroll vendor in Evening Star. I would really like to know if there is, though. I think we're going to take conditioning, 1 point. It's just so we can take strike with no thought here. So I get the bonus critical multiplier. Oh. Oop. Apparently we do have a rogue. We have Shikken, who's part rogue. There he is. Oh, rogue, wizard, warlock. Look at that. And he's a zombie. Look, that guy might be deaf, but I'm blind, so. There's one other DDO stream going on right now. Oh my god. I can't, man. I'm doing the DDO stream. I can't follow another streamer while I'm streaming. That don't make no sense.
You've found the crevasse
Hey, harpies.
marked on the map.
Goodbye.
Now you need to
I also like having
descend
Vorpal, which is
down
super
into the
convenient.
tomb
Because it just
to
means on
rescue
monsters that have
the
too much
missing
life that I don't want to deal with, you just Vorpal them. And because I fire 3 times, it's got Vorpal on it, so it's like, Vorpal, haha. Hey, lizard folk. I swear, I just killed some of those. This is another one of those quests that's just freaking cool. If you haven't had the chance to do search and rescue, I love this goddamn quest. The idea behind it is that some adventurers went on an adventure, just like you. But their party ended up getting separated and lost. So you have to go in and find them. It's a search and rescue mission. So, kind of cool. But it kind of brings you through all these settings. Starting out in a canyon, moving into this like ancient temple with a lot of skeletons. Actually, there's a lot of shit in here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't know what's hitting me, but it really hurts. I need to turn on force arrows for this so I can actually hit incorporeal. I just want to hit the quell. Uh-oh. I keep backing into stuff, which I shouldn't. Just gonna fire into these crowds, like so. Thin the herds, you know. This is kind of working. In fact, I'd like to think it's really working, but... There we go, now I have force arrows. Apparently I didn't have my force arrows turned on. I like how there's just so many monsters in this room. Because I keep spawning everything by running around backwards and I'm not looking. Oopsie. There we go. I can see stuff on the screen again. Yay. Alright, well that's everything done in one fell swoop. That's good. Yeah, having the ability to just quickly swap onto force arrows for incorporeal targets, stuff like that, is really, really convenient. And one of the things I really like about this build, it kind of limits the kind of items that I need to buy. Like, I don't need to have an item that makes me incorporeal, especially for the lower levels, because I can still hit incorporeal targets.
The last control orb is activated. You
A
hear the
platinum
sound
dock
of
wagon.
grinding
I
against
don't even know what that means.
from the main chamber.
Oh my god, I'm healing them with my force damage. And I'm healing that with my lightning damage. Okay, so I just have to turn them off. Turn off my weapon imbues. Apparently I can't turn off that lightning imbue. It's still stuck on. That's weird. Shadowrun. I never watched Shadowrun. And if that's not something you watch, then I'm even worse, because I don't know what that is. I really should. Maybe I'm too young. Is my age showing? Oh, hey, look. Platinum dock wagon. I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about. I feel like I should get this reference, but I really don't. Oh, hey, what's up, buddy? How are you doing? Oh, he heals from fire. Of course he heals from fire. I gotta look at the damage type on his sword. I forgot that the helmed horrors are the only things that are basically completely immune to force damage because they heal from it. I just kill these weeps back here. That's what I'm gonna do. Yep, never done it. Maybe this is a good idea. It's a good plan. I do need more things to do. I just hit completionist, so now I've lost the will to play DDO in its entirety. So.
A gaunt form
Okay.
can be
Anyway,
seen
now we're just gonna
at
shoot the
far
boss.
end of this large hall, resting against a massive throne. Disturbed by your trespass, the ancient mummy stirs to life. Leiron pops out a quick command. And
Oh my god, so
several
many monsters.
indeed
So many monsters.
As Leiron dies, you notice a flash of light from the throne.
Oh, it's pencil and paper. Shadowrun's one of them modules. You're talking something along the lines of like Temple of Elemental Evil, or what do you call that? Slave Lords? Masters of Slave Lords? Or is it more something along the lines of like what's the one that they're planning on bringing to DDO? I should know this. With the vampires? Huh? No target. That's weird. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about, right? Man, I'm like super blanking right now. Because I'm trying to like play the video game at the same time and talk about stuff. Ugh. My feeble little mind can't do both at the same time, apparently. Oh, good, bats. I love bats. My favorite monster to fight as ranged. It's a system, not a module. Oh, okay, that's kind of cool. No, I've never had the chance to play Shadowrun, actually. Here, see, I'm learning something new every day. Ravenloft, that's the one. Yeah. So it's a system and not a module. Okay, so it's not Ravenloft. Oh, I don't have to go. You don't have to go this way. I was just doing that by accident. This is not where we go. So there's one of the adventurers. No target. Huh, I think maybe those ones are bugged. Oh well. We're gonna do the drafts. Ho ho! Hey! What's going on? I love turning around corners and seeing like a million monsters just in your face. Now the nice thing about being ranged here, how long are you streaming for today? I'm streaming until Umber Hulks, Bumber Sulks, Gumber Glulks. I don't want to fight this. No. 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 Back off. I gotta save Blaze Eatnix. Gotta save him. I am streaming until 10 o'clock today. There might be like an after stream, like a Strimstream after dark, that sort of thing. But today I'm just streaming until until 10 o'clock on the official DDO stream. Now, if you do enjoy what you see, but unfortunately you have to take time to go. Also, if you haven't come over here, this is awesome, and I love this. There's this creature right here in the corner. I don't know what this is, but it has eyeballs on its side, and it's got that crazy mouth. I love that it's just there. I just love that the fact that that creature is there. It's so cool looking.
You travel a great distance through the dark.
What, the Ember Hulk?
And emerge into what appears to be the
No.
upper
No.
fringes of
No.
the Underdark.
No stunning face. Ugh. I live. I save for his confusing gaze. You can't stop me, Ember Hulks. Uh-oh. I rolled a 1. They can stop me. Turns out I take that back. Umber Hulks. Oh, God. Oh. I will not die. I am the Umber Hulk Destroyer. Goodbye. Yeah, there might be a third. A Farim? What the hell is a Farim? Obviously it's that thing. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way. Okay, I just realized I totally forgot about melee, like the poisons that cause you to stop. Which I gotta be really careful about, because that's probably what's gonna kill me. Why is this archer like chasing me around? What an asshole. Oh, webline snare. Oh no, my dexterity is not high enough. Oh, do we not need the key? The creatures that went to war with the Shade? Those things? Oh, I guess that's Forgotten Realms lore, eh? That's kind of cool. I wonder if maybe that's like a precursor to something that might get added into the game. Ooh, Ponald got taken down. I probably should have bought more res scrolls before I came in here. They make beholders their bitches. Let's get that raise going on this guy. There we go, bring him back up. This is one of the nice things about being ranged. We can just definitely pick these things off one by one. But these drow have a lot of health. Oh my gosh, and they hit. Now, unfortunately, I do not have a lot of health. Plus, we're also all running pretty low on mana, so. What is the link to my range build? You know, it's a great question. I think I might just have to help you out there and give you that link real quick. But in a minute, I'm killing stuff. The link to my ranger build, eh? Die, outpost guard. I'm gonna kill this outpost guard real quick. Do you mean this ranger build? Because if that's the ranger build that you're talking about, there's a link to it right there. This build I don't have a link to. I have not written it yet. This is my second day playing this character, but... we might have to just go get the key. I think we just have to go get the key. Lore, they're nasty as they're... No? Let's get the key. Craft spells and apply brand new spells to defend a situation. They also increase capacity opponents to lay eggs inside them and then hatch while the victim is alive. Wow! Well, isn't that exciting? Isn't that what you wanted to know about that thing? Crazy space alien monster things? Oh, that guy just opened the door. Okay, well I guess I don't need to go over here. Well, I'm killing these drow anyway. Killing these drow anyway. So I wanted to kill him. Lay eggs inside them while they're still alive. I feel like that's extremely appropriate and inappropriate at the same time. Give me some know the angles over here. I'm just gonna try to kill as many of these archers as I can. I should probably focus more on the melee that's going on right here, because we got quite a bit of guys right here in our faces. So maybe we'll focus on that first. The shrine is pretty far away, so at this point. Ow, god damn it, Polar Ray reaches all the way across the room. Really should have dodged that considering I saw it come from so far away. So this quest is one of the tougher quests in the game, especially on level. So the fact that we're still doing this, and this section especially, is very, very difficult. Alright, cool. So yeah, the traps are here. By the way, invisible floor. Don't fall on the invisible floor. Ow. I rolled a 2 on my save. What a bunch of crap. Jump. Whoop. Alright. Oh, that door just opened, eh? I don't think I'm going to be able to kill all these guys before they get to me. I'm going to try. They're pretty far back here. If I could just kill them. Oh, they're not going for Blaze Heatnik, so he'll get back up. That's good. I don't have a healing. I don't have. Oh, do I? Yeah, I do. I have heal. I have heal scrolls. Whoops. Of course I have.
Thank
healing.
God I'm a robot.
No bleeding. All right, now we find the key. We use the tab to find the key. Urn, chest, table, door. According to this, the key is in none of these. That's weird. Oh, the key is here. Key's in this room. And apparently this room has slabs too. Oh god. Uh-oh. The problem with these drow is if they attack you, they apply a poison. And if you fail your save, it's a paralyzation poison. Which is really, really bad. And you do not want to deal with a paralyzation poison at this point. Because you basically just stand there and then get killed. So, the fact that each of these drow have about like 4,000 health does not make this any easier. There's a shrine here. Cool. So I'm going to quickly heal myself, and then we've got the key so we can move on to the next part. I'd like to fight all the drow, but I feel like our group is on like the lower end of power level, so we're just going to take our time, you know, and only do what's really necessary. Although I do have, I don't know if this will be enough search, but I do have 37 or 40 search, I think. Aw, thanks, Ryan. I love me too. Cool. Nightshade Venom, that's the one. Ow! I rolled a 1 that time. That's even worse than the roll I got before. Traps. There's traps right there. Actually, in one of the books, fucking Dritz gets poisoned and then makes a save. Like, they describe how he's poisoned, but then all of a sudden he feels like he's freed and he frees himself and he like kills the assassin that was trying to kill him. And it's like, oh my god. I just thought it was so funny. I don't know if this guy can get this trap. What is the build? This build right here, the Fighter Ranger Warlock build? Clearly it's the Fighter Ranger Warlock build. It's super obvious. The Fighter Ranger Warlock build is an interesting build. It's an on-hit damage build. So I have a repeating crossbow. I'm dealing lightning damage from the Arcane Archer tree. And I have light damage from the Enlightened Spirit tree from Warlock. And those two combined give me a lot of damage on hit that scale with spell power. When I hit 20, I get to add Shirati Champion into the mix, give me a lot of extra damage on hit, all of which will scale off of spell power. I don't think it scales off spell crit too, but it definitely does scale off spell power, which is good enough for me. Armies of slads. Oh my god, these things hurt. I'm gonna go around this corner and heal. No. Back up. Die. Die, slads. With your claws and your swipes. You bet I am. That's the best part of the build. And look at how much damage I do. 129 monsters killed of 199. That's how you measure damage, by how many kills you have. Clearly, because it doesn't say anything about your ability to tab onto targets that are about to die and steal kills or anything. No. It's clearly an independent measure of your total damage. I mean, it sort of is, but it definitely isn't, and you can't use that as your only unit of measurement. Oh god. This drought is has so much health. How do you have less respect for me, man? What are you talking about? This is a creative use of game mechanics. I'm trying to build a cool build. We're just making a cool character that lots of people will like. Lots of people named Strimtom. And that's me. And that's a very important thing for me. Ooh, Vorpal. Seek Vorpal. Oh god. Oh god. Oh, okay. Hey Slads. Let's just all calm down. Yeah, man. I gotta be the best. Beat the rest. Be cellular, modular, and interactive modular. That's what we're talking about here. Uh-oh. 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 God, this thing hurts. I'm not gonna kill it before it gets to me, am I? Oh, God. No, web snare. Uh-oh. Goodbye. Saved. Saved by the sorcerer. Holy crap. But yeah, man, I gotta take advantage of when game mechanics work like that. There definitely are some situations where I think that it's bad to take advantage of game mechanics. For example, if you find a bug that allows you to duplicate items, probably not the best thing. But, the interesting exploit build that you can get with the being a wolf and a druid at the same time, or sorry, a wolf and a ranger at the same time, I find those builds more interesting than truly exploitive, just because, wow, I can't hit this guy with anything. Immune to lightning and piercing damage? Good thing I still got light damage. But I find those builds more interesting, because it kind of really showcases how players can kind of get a better understanding of the game to increase their damage. Right? And also, it doesn't trivialize gameplay. This is still challenging. Let me raise this guy. Like, even though, yeah, I am absolutely using this build, which gives me more strength than I should probably have at this point, this is still a very challenging quest. It's not like the quest has become trivialized because I'm using this either set of items or set of abilities. It's very different than like when the Warlocks had a bug in Soul Eater where they could reduce a monster's melee and ranged and spell damage to 0. That was a huge bug! I'm out of scrolls. Sorry, team. I'm out of raise scrolls. I wish I had more so I could raise people.
A group of drow are performing some sort of a ritual on the far side of this chamber.
Okay, it's 2 down. Ah, what's hitting me with cold damage? Oh god! It's not expiting cold. This thing hurts. Oh no! And I got hit with the magic missile because I didn't have my magic missile, my night shield up. Whoopsie. Whoopsie doodles.
And several Sladi are summoned into the circle.
Uh-oh. Alright, I hope we don't all die here. But that's what's happening. And Halbatha is like standing out there and not helping. Alright. Here's how we do this. We gotta pay to win right now. Sibri Spirit Cake, baby. I'm just gonna kill all these melee guys right here. Oh god, that hurts. I forgot I have to cast magic get rid of Night Shield as well to keep myself immune to magic missiles. Oh god. Oh, concentration failure. Uh-oh. 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 No meteor swarm. No meteor swarm. No, I'm dead. God damn it. Really bad combo of monsters. The Gray Slad being a champ was really, really bad. Uh-oh. I think that's game over. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's game over. We're gonna have to restart the quest. No! Team. We just might not be strong enough for this quest. Granted, we have a pretty hodgepodge group. You know, level 14, half cleric, half fighter, sorcerer, wizard, Sharati build. Whatever this is. So, it's okay. Every once in a while, it happens. But yeah, that was a pretty tough quest. I will say that. We could have absolutely used a tank in there. See, and that's one of the situations where either a tank or a healer would have been good. But because we didn't really have a tank or a healer, we kind of I'm gonna go buy scrolls right now. But because we didn't have a tank or a healer, that was pretty bad. You bet we did. So that's a situation where we probably could have, because we had a pretty hodgepodge group. Imagine we had like a character that was dedicated getting there and taking up all that Slad's aggro. Imagine who had probably around 800 health at this point. You know, we probably had another character whose sole purpose was to pretty much keep that one tank character alive. Stuff like that. Things that don't normally come into play when we do these quests. Because you think, oh, I'll just blitz it and just do all the damage. But, you know, you live and you learn. Am I a completionist? You bet I am. Right here. That's why it's the title of the stream, man. Completionist. You gotta complete yourself with Strimtom. Add Strimtom to your life. Oh yeah, dude, I got so stream sniped. Oh my god, they're sniping so hard. They knew exactly what I was gonna do. The guy literally heard me say no meteor swarm, no meteor swarm, and then I got meteor swarmed. Right? He knew that was the only thing I couldn't deal with. I had lethal next turn though. Yeah, so I'm not really worried about it. Let's get rid of this. What Here we go. Just get my stats back and my buffs. Quickly pop over to House K and then use my key to get back. Reship buffing, man, reship buffing. But yeah, so like I said, sometimes it happens. It doesn't really bother me when there's like a wipe or something like that, because I don't know. It just means we need to be a little bit stronger, have more coordination, you know. Yeah, he needed exactly that spell to beat me, so it's just RNG, man. That RNG. I don't know how that guy died again. I should probably like bind here on the ship now that I think about it. But I say this every time. Every time I get to the ship, or I die and I spawn somewhere else, especially when you spawn in the tower. The flight tower in the middle of Stormreach, the marketplace. Yeah, I always think to myself, oh, you know, I'm just gonna go on the ship and I'll give me my buffs back. But nope, never. It's like when you have to make the Korthos walk of shame because you forgot to rebind. So we're gonna go to the Divine Scroll Vendor. I'm gonna pick up heal scrolls, 100 of those, because that's just a good item. And I'm also gonna pick up some resurrection scrolls. So I'll pick up 100 of these. So that way I don't forget. So there we go. Bam! So now I don't need to worry about forgetting my resurrection scrolls because I just bought 100. Buffs are the best? I don't know. I'm inclined to believe that ship buffs are a little bit better than buffs. Unless it's like a buffalo. Then it's like amazing. Oh, God. Alright, time to redo that quest. Whoop. Prepare my stuff and we'll get back in there. Like I said, sometimes you just die to quests. It's not really a big deal. Yeah. Let's reset it real quick. Oh. Someone's inside. I cannot reset the quest. Uh-oh. Let's reset. Alright, now we're just going to try that again. Unfortunately, I don't have access to greater heroism right now, which kind of sucks. But it's livable. It's fine. I don't always need greater heroism.
Now you need to descend down into the tomb and rescue the missing adventurers.
Get out of here, Scorpion. I think the harpies actually cast spells. I'm not sure. I feel like they do. I don't know. So it's weird. There's certain monsters that, like, I know all the harpies sing, and it's cool because you can hear the harpies sing if you actually turn up your volume. They'll sing at you and try to cast spells at you, which is kind of neato. Because most of the time it'll be like, oh, like the bards in game don't actually have any musical abilities. Like if you fight, any of the bards in Giant Hold or anything like that, like the Silver Concord bards and stuff, they don't actually have musical abilities. They just might have like a lute in their hand or something like that. But the harpies actually sing, which is a really cool feature. Feature? Feature. I'm gonna go with feature. The lightning bolt on the. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna pull this back instead of forward.
The tomb is littered with fragments of shattered pottery and broken
There we go. Just pull it back instead of running in and pulling everything at the same time. And just fire back on this quail here. Oh, he's right in my face! Oh, I did not realize how close that quail was. There we go. He's dead. I thought the quail was much, much, much farther away. Ooh, a piece of candy. I thought the quail was much farther away. But yeah, so like I said, this build's pretty good. Apparently you can't solo this quest. No problem. This quest, the monsters have a lot of health. They do a lot of damage. So it's understandable, Plus, the game would be no fun if everything was just super easy all the time, Like, I like the fact that sometimes you have to readjust your plan. You're going to have to say, okay, well, that didn't work. What else am I supposed to do? Because there was a time back in the day when, you'd really have to prepare for quests. Like, you'd think to yourself, okay, I'm going to do the waterworks, and I know that on Elite, and I know that the spellcasters cast Lightning Bolt. So I have to go to the shop, and I have to buy potions of resist energy, resist electric, so I can not die to Lightning Bolt. Right? You don't do that anymore. You got ship buffs which kind of cover it for you, or even then you don't really care, because it's like, oh, it's just a Lightning Bolt from a kobold, that sort of thing. As long as it's not a champ, it doesn't matter. And it kind of changes your perspective on things a little bit. And I think that the fact that there's a different type of preparation that goes into quests now, where it's more about the gameplay as opposed to what you actually bring into it to start. Like it doesn't really matter entirely, whether you have... Oh, man. Not Blaze Heatnix. I got the raise. It doesn't really matter whether you have, like one or two, you don't need to bring any like certain potions or protection potions, things like that. Instead, you can just focus on, having the right spells for the encounter, making sure you've got your crowd control abilities set, making sure you got a group that meshes, which I kind of like a little bit better, to be honest. I mean, there is something to be said about how cool it was to like really feel like an adventure. It's almost like you have to go to town and buy fucking rope. It's like, oh no, we're gonna go down somewhere. You gotta buy rope, like in a regular D&D game. You really gotta have the prep going. It's sort of like when you save every single little item because, you've got your fire sword and your ice sword. Your fire sword is for for killing ice monsters, and your ice sword is for killing fire monsters. Oh my god, that one's lightning. The Tomb Guardian's lightning, so don't hit him. Don't hit him with lightning.
I didn't realize they heal from fire.
So the color of the sword determines their element, and then they heal from that element. And they always heal from force damage. Helmed Horrors are a very cool monster. Yeah, man. That's right. That's the best part about this character, because it's mostly elemental damage. Even though I'm a weapon class, I'm still healing the goddamn Helmed Horrors. Classic. Classic Strip Tom. Uh-oh. Hey, what's going on? Buddy. What's this? Was he healed by fire? Great. Nope. Come back. Come back. Hey. Come back. I'm shooting you in the face. This is not healed by electric either. He's dead. I need to hit this shrine right here because I need to get my greater heroism and all my action boosts and stuff back, which I don't have going. Huh. It's important just to know when as well to use shrines and things, because I feel like that's one of the things that you kind of, as a newer player, you don't know. So you don't know how to budget your mana. Like for me, it's super easy to say like, oh, well, I'm not going to use the shrine right away because, you know, I'm going to save it for after this. Or like, oh, we can skip this one because there's going to be another one coming up sooner. Because I already know everything and I know exactly where all the quests are and everything happens ahead of time. Cool. Oh, what's going on? Ready to go? Hey, Merfolk's Blessing! Yeah! Of course, because if you know me, I max my swim skill, so with Merfolk's I'm up at 44. I do have 20 points in the swim skill. It is one of my most important stats in this character. Part of that's a joke. Part of that's also this character actually is like a fighter, and I have nothing else to spend my points on. Oh, displacement. Boom. Dispelling shot. Oh, crap, he has too many buffs. I'm not dispelling his displacement, because even though I'm casting Dispelling Shot like on cooldown, he has too many buffs and I can't take them all off.
As Leiron dies, you notice a flash of light from the throne on the dais.
Alright, I gotta res the Barbarian. Okay, Barbarian's back up. I feel like I'm doing like 3 things at the same time. No worries, man. Because we do have a cleric, but the cleric's mostly fighter. Especially when you're like trying to play a low-level fighter cleric and you don't have all of like the good abilities that like might make you a good fighter cleric. So for example, if you don't have like the positive energy aura, just healing all your allies around you, if you don't have access to like raise dead and things like that, and you don't happen to carry scrolls, I mean that's one of those situations where you might find yourself like kind of stuck as to you're not sure what to do, what you can do in a party. Yeah, exactly, because it's so big. Like, that's one of the reasons why I really, really enjoyed the Slave Lords, especially on my first playthrough, because I didn't know where anything was. You walk into this dungeon, extremely tough. The monsters hit so goddamn hard. And doing it first time on Legendary Elite, like, didn't know what I was doing, you know? I don't know where to go. I don't know where the monsters are. I don't even know what monsters we're going to be facing. But you kind of just got to keep adventuring, right? So you're like, okay, well, I have wands, or I have some scrolls, so I'm gonna start scroll healing or wand healing or something like that, you know? Like, because you got to come up with some way to just to keep yourself alive, you know? Okay, we're gonna take this room slow. Okay, we're gonna pull the monsters out, like pulling mobs, splitting up groups, things like that. It was a really cool experience to actually get to do that quest on Legendary Elite. As like the first time doing it, because again, not knowing where anything is beforehand, you can't gauge, okay, how much mana am I going to be spending here, you know? So you have to just, you know, it really provides an extra level of challenge, because you never know what's around the next corner. On top of that, those goddamn rats. If you have done Slave Lords, the rats are the hardest part. The rats are the absolute hardest part, which is ridiculous because they're rats, but oh my gosh, if you've done Slave Lords, you hate rats. Rats will kill you. And that's one of the reasons why I really like Temple of Elemental Evil, too. This is like the final boss fight, Temple of Elemental Evil, Part 2, is kind of like this like magical level of like balance between like, you know, game mechanics skill as opposed to just having a lot of good numbers. I find a lot of fights are mostly about numbers, but the fact that Slave Lords and Temple of Elemental Evil, both of the final fights, are more about like mechanical skill than numbers. Like you also need the numbers on the higher difficulties, but it's more about like the actual skills of the players than it is about just the straight numbers, you know?
Piece of candy.
Which is kinda cool. I also realized I've basically been like yelling for the past little bit because I'm like really excited. Uh-oh. So we're gonna calm down a bit. We're just gonna fight some Umber Hulks, some Bumber Sulks, you know what I'm saying. No. No. Back off. The Umber Hulks hit really hard for like regular monsters. Whew. Oh, you don't own Slave Lords? I'm telling you, man, it's a really fun adventure pack. Now granted,
Look, I made a friend.
And he gave you a pretty big hug there. Gotta heal myself.
Just shows that he cares.
Oh, hey, look, more monsters. So, like, I really like Slave Lords. But again, I understand. The big adventure quests may not be for everybody. Slave Lords is very time consuming. It's not the, like, especially on like a first playthrough. It took me, I think 4 hours or 3 hours for my group to get through it on the first playthrough. Of course, that was Legendary Elite the first playthrough, but like 4 hours is still a long time to be sitting there playing the game. Now, I can get it done with that same group of people in like an hour and 15 on Legendary Elite. Because we know where everything is, like where every single trap is, where all of the, like where all the shrines are, stuff like that. So all of a sudden, when you can more easily manage your resources, maximize your damage, like being like, oh, there's a boss fight here, but there's a shrine right afterwards, so blow everything on the boss fight, and then use the shrine immediately afterwards, stuff like that. Man, going from like this quest where the monsters have thousands of health, after this we're probably going to go to like Lords of Dust or something, which is so much easier. That's going to be such a step down in difficulty. Oh my goodness. I'm very excited to try out Shiradi though and see how it works with this character. Ooh, that guy's 12,000 health. That's a lot. I don't know, he seems to be dying though. That's fine. Why is he on the ground? Oh, apparently I Greater commanded him. That's interesting. Or tactical detonation? I don't know. Guy's a lot of health.
A faint voice, praying in Elven, echoes up.
Oh, did they go around the corner? Oh, snap. I didn't realize we split up. Ah, that's okay. I got these monsters down here. This is also one other thing I love. Leantor, Stoneborn, Lost Adventurer. It's like you let her know of Leantor's fate, but then there's the option to rummage through the dwarf's pouches. So you rummage through, and it's like, the kobolds must have beaten me to it. Because you can respect the dead, or you can rummage through his pouches. I don't know, I really like that. That's like that kind of flavor option, you know? Nope. There's a shrine down here, and an explorer. I don't need to use a shrine right now. I'm fine. The problem is, I don't like that there's no target here. Like, it's bugged out so you can't get the collectible. I need my collectibles. I gotta max out the cake crafting. Whatever. Death Ward. What could happen if I go around this corner by myself? What's the worst that could happen? I know there's like that part of it where it's like kobolds, lots of them that have a lot of health, like 2,000 health each. I'm not ready for the 2,000 health monsters yet. For some reason my character's just not strong enough to be able to handle all the 2,000 health monsters. Like I said, it is a little bit harder than just playing pure Warlock, but it is a lot of fun. I'm hoping that my single target damage is going to go up a lot when I hit level 20. And then as I get more and more feats later, having a lot of stuff that either scales off of range, like pure range power, or having a lot of stuff that'll scale off a lot of spell power, like the extra spell power on, or the extra on-hit damage from level 30 feats. Like I feel like this is a character that I'd be at max level I would be comfortable running into. What do you call it? Slave Lords with a couple of reasons, of course. One of the reasons I would feel very comfortable taking this character.
What the hell was that?
The Chieftain's a champ, man. This guy really hurts.
Well, that explains a lot.
He almost got me too, so. Let's just get our health back. You dropped a champ chest, even better. I like that. See, that's the nice thing about champions. It's kind of like risk reward, right? If you kill the orange name champion, you get an extra chest, or you have a chance. I really, really like champ chests. It's one of the things that I just really enjoy about the whole champion system is the fact that they have these kind of like this chance for reward. It's not guaranteed. I find remnants, for the large part, not too rewarding because the only time it's actually good is when the champion hunter is there. Other than that, remnants don't really provide too much. But I really do like the fact that remnants, aren't remnants, but the actual champ chests make you feel good. Now there's a dragon here. I'm gonna try to stand over here so I can shoot the dragon. So it'll take time to actually come get me.
A faint whimpering can be heard from the far end of the lair. It sounds human.
Oh man, this dragon's upset. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
More interlopers. Didn't the string of bodies hung along the entrance make it clear I don't want visitors? The dragon's anger grows. You don't show the slightest bit of respect.
Have you started turning in remnants for tomes? I have. I just
So typical
don't do that right now because I was banking them for no particular reason. Ah! Oh god, that hurt. Ow. Okay, so the dragon does actually hurt apparently. He's at half. He's under half though. Come at me, dragon. Huh? What are you gonna do? 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 Uh-oh. Okay, he knows what he's gonna do. Got him.
Ha! I killed him.
So here you have to be careful because the kobold shamans actually have access to dragon breath from Draconic Incarnation. I don't know if that's just in epic or it's also in heroic, but in epic, if you do this on epic elite, the kobolds will fire breath you for like over 1,000 damage and one shot you, which I find absolutely hilarious.
Successfully rescued Popkin's missing party.
No, I didn't get any of the items. I wonder if any of their special items are going to drop. I think it might, if it's just legendary elite, then maybe. That item is so good, by the way, the empowered dragon scale. The heroic version sucks, but the epic one's amazing. Lords of Dust. Why not use precision to get the damage stacking? 2 reasons. During that dragon fight, I had to move, or else I was gonna die. Which is like important. And also, stance dancing involves skill. I don't have any of that. I'm playing in a repeater build, so I'm not gonna do something that takes effort or skill. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would I do something that's like even sort of hard? Fighter trainer. Advanced next level is fighter. Alright. So I need swim. That's obvious. Max out your swim. Use magic device, spellcraft. And I'm actually going to max out diplomacy here. Perfect. Beautiful. I need my diplomacy as high as I can get it. And I get a feat. Too many. Can I not get greater weapon specialization ranged? Oh, I need fighter class 12, so I can only take that at 12. Okay, I think I want to take heavy armor master, maybe. I only get 3 more feats. Yeah, so I think I'm going to take heavy armor master. Because I'm going to wear heavy armor later. So I'll take heavy armor master for sure. And then I kind of want to take extend. Just to make it easier on my head. Casting all these magical spells. So I think I'm going to do that for convenience. Bam. Look at that. Level 18 fighter. Which actually means I can equip that new necklace that I pulled. This one. The Sheltering 20, Constitution 9. Which is crazy. Because I have Sheltering 19, but this is Constitution 9, so it's going to give me more health. Or apparently not, because I have Constitution 8 for my chest. So this item actually doesn't do anything. Never mind. Ignore me. Whoops. Later, Nash. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, it didn't really give me any damage, but that's fine. Wait, what feat did I take? I don't even remember anymore. Oh yeah, heavy armor mastery. So this means that when I wear full plate, which I kind of want to do, I don't know when I'm going to do it, but I'm going to replace this full plate with some better full plate. That'd be pretty good. Anyway, I'll open up a group and we'll do Lords of Dust. Lords of Dust. Chain 104. Because everyone likes watching Lords of Dust. That's what you guys want to do, right? Also, this music is terrible. Yeah, this one's better. Could do something like Veil, but I only have like an hour.
Idea
Lords of
what
Dust is
feat
like
to
an hour.
take.
I don't know. I don't know. It's a good feat. What are some good sorcerer feats?
They're all so good.
If you don't have Heighten, you might want to take Heighten now.
Nah, I already have Heighten. I'm debating on like spell penetration or spell focus or mental toughness.
There we go. I want Force Arrows just
I
because
don't need the mana, but I like that spell crit.
it is pretty nice, extra 1%. I'm going to be taking Force Arrows for the majority of this quest, simply because a lot of the monsters in Lords of Dust are unfortunately immune to lightning. It's one of the least, or one of the worst parts about playing as an Arcano Technician is the Lords of Dust chain, because it's something you want to do when you're doing epics, but almost everything in these stupid quests are immune to lightning, which is extremely frustrating. It's not very fun to play when the monsters are basically immune to all your spells and effects, so now we're going to go extend spell, which I just took, turn this shit on, and now I should be able to extend, all my spells should be extended. So I just don't have to worry about recasting my spells as often, because recasting spells is annoying and tedious. Oop, Holly Khan, welcome. And now the monsters have like 1,000 health instead of like 2,000 each, which is kind of nice as well. Just reducing the overall health totals of all the monsters is just makes everything die a little bit faster, so you know. Yeah, take a step down and go up in level, step down in difficulty. It's the same thing like when you hit epics. I don't usually go directly into Epic Elite, just because I find Epic Elite more taxing than fun, especially when leveling. I find Legendary Elite in a lot of the harder difficulties a lot of fun when you're actually at max level, but when you're leveling and you don't have a lot of your abilities, especially if you don't have Destinies maxed, man, that just becomes super tedious. Yeah, fungus. But I could be wrong, you know. There are still a lot of people that pretty much only do things on Epic Elite, stuff like that. I just personally like to do, you know, things that I find more fun as opposed to more challenging sometimes. It really depends, though. When playing with friends, I almost exclusively like to do Epic Elite, just because when you have a group of people that you can trust and you have like a varied group, welcome. You can kind of get like a more dynamic experience. But, you know, to each their own taste. Man. Yeah, this character just does decent damage. Like I said, it's pretty. Alright, it's better than I thought it was going to be. Wait, am I a divine caster? I'm a ranger. But I don't think. Yeah, I can only shatter. Later, Kyber Jarlith. Unfortunately, I don't have any like holy classes, so I can't like pretend like I'm going to be doing more damage. There are a couple of different effects that I can't wait to get once I hit level 20. A great example is Pin and Otto's Pin, and Pin and Otto's Whistler from Shradi Champion. These abilities I'm going to show off right here. These ones here, Otto's Whistler and Pin. The interesting thing about them is that monsters count as helpless when they are affected by them. So if you hit a monster with Pin, it is counted as helpless and takes bonus damage from being helpless. Pretty good. A nice little factoid there, because it means you can cause stuff to be helpless all the time when playing as a ranged character to amp up your damage. Later, ready to snap. It was good that you tuned in today, because I had a fun time streaming for you. That sounded corny as hell. God damn it. I'm supposed to sound cool. Yo, later, sucker. Catch you on the flip side. Don't forget to tune in every... so bad at this. Advertising. But yeah, don't forget to tune in every single Monday from 7 to 10 to catch the Strimstream. I do it every single day. That's Monday. It's not every day, but every Monday.
Who accompanied
7 to 10.
Noman
I'd like to actually
marched
set up my own
around
stream
in the
schedule,
hallway
like
ahead.
on my own channel. I say I'd like to because I don't currently have one because I just transitioned job. So I'm still ironing out my exact hours. I don't even know when I'm going to work tomorrow, okay? So I'm thinking of just showing up at 6:30. I should probably text my boss and ask him though. In fact, that is like super important, so I have to do that. So when we get to this next section where we're going to be doing traps and stuff, I think that's when I'm going to text my boss. Ooh. Uh-oh, monsters. I don't know how that thing got made, like, helpless. Neato. But I think we have a trap guy, eh? We have Holy Khan, who is a staff guy. Ooh, Dusk. That's actually pretty good. I kind of like that.
As the
I do
path
like Golden
leads
Guile.
down, it begins to
Cool.
look
So while
more
they
like
figure
a
out this with the
dark and
traps,
sinister
I'm
temple,
going to ask my
and
boss
less
to
like
tell
an
me when I'm
empty
working tomorrow,
warehouse.
because I have no idea. There we go. Wait, where's the rogue? Isn't there a rogue down there? Oh, the rogue skipped the traps? Well, that was nice of him. Oh man, I thought there was gonna be a guy who's gonna do the traps. That's one of the reasons why I really wanted to go rogue on this character, was so I could specifically do traps. But the problem is, it doesn't give rogue doesn't give you the on-hit damage. Warlock gives you the on-hit damage. Man, I took so much damage there. So that's why I did this instead. But yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna kill everybody with my crazy on-hit damage.
A woman's voice drifts up from
I'm assuming that guy will
somewhere.
actually take care of the traps, but I don't know.
Speaks Noman's
I do not
name,
know.
and
I
the
do not pay
Inquisitor
attention.
himself
I don't ask a lot of questions. I
replies.
just kind of like,
You
Eh,
will do no such thing.
just go.
The Silver Flame has caused enough trouble. Soon nothing I can say will throw them off the scent.
No, you will stay here and see that no one gets by. I will go below and assist our guest. Man, when you've done these quests so many times that you have all the dialogue memorized. Actually, one of my favorite characters in the game is Amscar from What Goes Up. Oh my god, everything, the way that the delivery is, everything is just so fantastic, the way he says everything. The voice actor did a really good job. At least I think the voice actor did a really good job. Maybe there are people that disagree, but I think Amscar sounds amazing. Yeah, it is possible that he couldn't search him. But you have to understand, this is the same guy that's like, that when I said, oh, we don't have a rogue, was like, oh, well, it's okay, man, I'm a rogue. And I was like, oh, okay, sick. Sounds good. So I got to bank on people's expectations of themselves, you know? Pandal bonus. Nope. Now the thing about leveling up, especially when you're already level 18, is I need like 7 million experience points to level. Holy cow, that's a lot of experience points. 7 million? That's a huge number. Ugh. That's basically what happens when you start to get closer, like when you get closer and closer to that level 20. Is it's kind of like, there's almost part of it that feels like work, although I am just genuinely enjoying this character. I'm probably going to take like level 19 and start doing the level 17 quests and stuff that I don't normally do. In fact, I might even go into like the House Cannith quest, stuff like that. I really like the House Cannith quests, guys. They're really fun.
Some elaborate and unholy
What?
If you hadn't had the chance.
Surprised I am not
Who you thought I was. Oh, if you haven't seen this, I'm going to show you something cool. Check this out.
This is nothing, my friend. A nuisance.
So,
The ritual
Noman,
is
he's a regular
underway,
dude, right?
and the
This is
Silver
something you might not know
Flame
about. This is
powerless to
classic
stop
Dungeons
it.
and Dragons.
So pray,
Shall we continue? So Noman is going to turn into a puff of smoke and then reappear as a Rakshasa. You know what's interesting? Rakshasa's hands are actually on backwards. It's hard to see here, but the hands are on backwards in the Rakshasa. I don't know why the hands are on backwards, but they just are. See, the hand goes the other way, and the hand goes the other way. Isn't that neat? Look at that. The hands are... Rakshas's hands are backwards. Isn't that cool? Oh man, that guy got paralyzed. He's dead. I actually didn't know that for the longest time, that their hands were on backwards. It's just this weird little tidbit. Anyway, now we gotta kill this guy. No. No, no, no. No, no, no. He wants me, though. He can't get me. You can't stop the tam. Can't tram the I don't know. I don't know. I don't have like a good catchphrase.
Is wall of fire supposed to stack?
The initial hit, yeah.
Oh, sweet. I was wondering why I did so much damage there.
Yeah, so like all the monster will get by the initial hit from each one that it walks into. So if you have like 10 firewalls, they'll take 10 initially, but then they still only take the damage over time from one.
But basically, anytime there's a boss who's sitting around grandstanding, I can throw down firewalls and they will just immediately take a shit ton of damage.
Yes.
Someone will have to break steps for them.
Grandstanding. I didn't heard that one.
I can remember to do that for every time a boss is grandstanding.
You have entered the nether realm of Kyber. A magical
Oh, that would
hand
make
built by the
sense.
silver flame.
Yeah, because I know in 3.5 they also have backwards hands. I just like the attention to detail that the hands are on backwards. Like it's just really cool. Because you look at other monsters and they just their hands are all normal, but it's like it's something so little. The Stram train doesn't stop here. It's a super minor detail, but it's really cool that they actually copied it so closely to the source material. You know? I don't know, man. I'm a sucker for like the little things, I like the Easter eggs and whatever. It's like, oh, cool. There's this like reference to this thing. Oh man.
Dusty remains lie in front of a sealed stone door on the far side of the room.
Leva. And there's a collectible up here. Always remember to get your collectibles, guys. If you're trying to do any kind of cave crafting, make sure you know where your collectibles are. You know, the one that's right here is going to be the one that's downstairs, right against the door on your way in. There's that door right there.
Into the chamber as the stone door slides open.
I kind of want to do the optionals in here, but I just don't know how well balanced our team is, like how we're going to do. So we'll see. I like doing the optionals in these quests, though. Fool. See what Rakshas's. Don't let me through. The Lords of Dust. The problem is this quest is actually relatively tough because the Fire Reaver, you can't just ignore their AoE spells. Normally, like when you're playing in Epics, you can just ignore all of the AoE from the Fire Reavers, but you can't because they do a ton of damage in this. Apparently so does Ricardita, so I guess it doesn't really matter.
The drow here are intently prying dragon shards from the cavern wall.
Look at him, he just runs in, like doesn't give a crap. Now unfortunately I don't have any kind of like centralized area of effect. Again, I'm much better at like picking targets off one by one, that sort of thing. So for example in quests like Spinner of Shadows, this character's going to do really well because a lot of running and gunning, jumping and shooting, and individual monsters running around. Whereas this quest is a lot of like clumped monsters. I come around the corner, boom, there's a lot of monsters standing in a group. You know? I'm not quite so good at the monsters standing in a group stuff. Or at least when the monsters are, especially when they're trying to attack me. If one person is clumping all the monsters up, it's not so bad. Like if you have a frontline tank kind of bringing everything together, who's able to like use Intimidate to keep monsters in one spot. Pretty good, but that doesn't always happen. And by doesn't always, I mean that very much never happens. Uh-oh. Hezru. Hezru are one of the harder creatures in the game. They have a lot of health, and they hit damn hard. And they teleport. Plus, if you happen to be lawful, they get that Chaos Hammer, which slows you down. Like, Turbine was like, man, we need like a really tough monster. And they just, like, made those bastards. God damn, dude. So much damage.
filled with jagged
I don't know why I'm doing the
rocks
Fire
and
Reaver
sharpened
Lord. I just am. I
stakes,
just feel like it
lies
right now, you
under
know?
a narrow path. One wrong step.
It's more XP. You can't complain about XP. I mean, yeah, maybe there's like an argument for the XP per hour not being so great, but you riding the Stram train. Stram train? Strim train? Trim train? I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to work on this catchphrase thing. I reload my sturdy Denith bolts. How many bolts do I have left? Oh man, I've gone through so many bolts. Oh, the knockdown. Legendary staff attacks. Hey, what's going on, Infinitely? How you
Nothing
doing?
is left
How's your
but the
day?
drow gathering
I guess it's
dragon
nighttime,
shards
so
here,
there's how's your day is
except
like,
still smoldering
I mean, it's over. I
corpses.
can't really ask you about how your day
Whatever
was,
did
but
this must not be far away.
what's going on? Wow, it never seemed like I just like charged all the way out here before. He is angry as fuck. He does not like the fact that I'm shooting him. Usually he just stands still and like shoots like shit at you. The Stram Tram? Oh man. That one's pretty good. I do like that. Hey, thanks for watching, man. You have yourself a fantastic evening. I'm gonna keep playing video games. I still don't know if I'm working tomorrow morning. If I don't get a response, I'm just gonna show up at 6. But I have no idea. This is the problem with having like a schedule that's like in flux. I just text my boss, "Hey, am I working?" Like, I don't know. I mean, there's probably nothing wrong showing up at 6. Like, I don't think any boss would complain like, "Hey boss, I'm going to be at 6 tomorrow for work and I'm going to work the whole day." They'll be like, "Hey, yeah, okay, sounds good. Thanks." I don't know which boss would complain about that. And if I had an employee who's like, "Yeah, I'm just going to work whenever you want me to work." It's like, "Okay, cool."
Flickering torchlight illuminates a curiously well-worn path.
Later, Rack Shaza bitch. Again, it does have this problematic property where all of a sudden I can't use any of my sick fire spells on these hellhounds. And I have to kite them back to get the ridiculous damage. Eh. Man, if only I had some kind of like AoE. Or at least higher single target damage.
This comfortably furnished
What does Know the Angles do? So Know the Angles is an ability that gives you an insight bonus to your damage equal to half your intelligence modifier. So half my intelligence modifier is 7, because I have a 14 intelligence modifier. So Know the Angles gives me 7 extra damage per shot, which is why I use it. Because it's an intelligence-based character, by just slamming down Know the Angles, I mean, why not? Free damage. It technically also gives you a bonus to the DCs of your tactical feats, but I don't have any tactical feats, so I don't really care about that. It's damage. It's both. It adds to both damage and DCs of tactical feats. But that's all it does. It's based on your intelligence and it comes out of the Harper Agent tree. Most people use it as a little bit of a damage boost on any kind of melee character just because it's pretty easy even to get something like 6 or like +6 intelligence bonus, like 22. Or even if you can get your intelligence up to like 30 or something, you're going to be adding an extra 5 damage on every attack, which is not that bad for not too much investment. It's kind of, it does take 3 points out of the Harper Agent, but if you're already putting points into Harper Agent, it's essentially like a free ability. Oh, it's general bonus to damage. I don't have any tactical feats with my bow. It's just an insight bonus to damage. However, that word is really important. Turbine added Insightful Deadly with the Canoth crafting update, and it does not stack with Insightful Deadly. So if you have an item with Insightful Deadly, there's no reason for you to use Know the Angles. Now, there aren't any named... I don't know if there are any named items that drop Insightful Deadly, but you can Canoth craft a bunch of named items that can do Insightful Deadly. So, yeah. It's difficult entirely to say like when you should or should not use it. But for me, because this character is intelligence-based, I'll have a lot of intelligence. I'm planning on hitting close to 60-ish by the time I hit level 30. So having about 60 intelligence will mean that I get
This magic barrier is different.
1 and
It
2.
is flanked by a pair of empty sockets.
I kind of want to try this optional.
We have a rogue.
Yeah.
I imagine they have evasion.
A drow priestess is absorbed in an elaborate spell.
The problem is, the rogue went in before I was even ready. Uh-oh. As long as we got one person in there actually trying to do it, it doesn't matter.
That did not go as intended.
I'm trying my very best to kill everything that's going on here. Yeah, we got it. Nice. I was in the middle of talking about something, but we started doing this optional. I will get back to it in a minute, though. But yeah, this character is planning on having somewhere close to like 30 intelligence, which will be pretty good. We gotta back up. Ow!
You know what? I'm just gonna stay here.
Sorry, having close to like a 60 intelligence. 60 intelligence is quite a bit, and that will give you a lot of extra damage from Know the Angles. Because it's insightful bonus. And then hopefully, ideally, have a lot of range power too, which will scale the damage, and yada yada yada. Numbers. No, if you actually are intelligence based, and you have Know the Angles, you will be able to do much, much higher. Insightful Intelligence capped out at 7 points, whereas Know the Angles can go much higher above 7 points, considering I already have 7 points and I'm only level 18. And I don't have Insightful items or anything epic, or like any of the epic boosts that you can get that actually apply to like your stats. Unfortunately, I don't get a capstone or anything. However, this character will be getting a +8 from Power Surge, which should be able to have basically 100% uptime. Nope. Ooh. There you go. You gotta the nice thing I like about Know the Angles as well is because it really sounds like a cool ability. Because for me, I find a lot of times I'm just trying to line up shots, so I'm hitting multiple targets, and that's getting an angle. You know, I gotta get an angle. And so Know the Angles sounds cool because it's like, oh yeah, I gotta line up my shots to get an angle. I know the angles. Oh. On servants.
He's all right, folks.
The heat grows more oppressive as the path drops deeper into the heart.
Welcome. Sorry, I forgot to update the LFM. I keep forgetting to update the LFM. I'm so bad at this. Now we have a bunch of monsters. So Know the Angles is a good ability. It actually says that it's an anti-requisite with Divine Might. You can actually have them both at the same time conveniently. As silly as that sounds, they do work together. So I don't know. I think it's a bug. Like the fact that they work together is unintentional. It's not designed to be used together, but they work. So that's all that really matters, right? Die, Flame Fang. Oh, he instantaneously died. I feel like Hurl Through Hell shouldn't work on Hellhounds. Because I just watched the guy use Hurl Through Hell and one-shot that Hellhound. Ooh, a piece of candy. But I feel like Hurl Through Hell should not work on Hellhounds. Because they're already Hellhounds, you know? They're hounds from hell. You should not be able to... I guess you hurl them back. You, like, throw them back into hell. But for them, that's where they're from. You know? I don't know, man. Weird stuff. But yeah, this character, you know, if I look at having like a +17 wisdom or intelligence item from like Slave Lords, Insightful 8, and Quality 4, that's like, what, 29 intelligence from items? Pretty good. Then you got tomes and base stats. That's true. Send them back home. Exactly. You just put them back home. It's like Hurl Through Hell. It's like hurl back home. 'Cause you just basically just get rid of them. They're not dead. They're fine. They're just not here anymore. Just like whoop, beam them out of the universe and put them back somewhere else. I really like that idea. That sounds really. It sounds really silly, but I think it's really funny. You just like, whoop, beam them up and then like drop them off somewhere else. Okay, here you go. Have fun playing with the other hellhounds. Greater heroism. Like I said, I kind of wish there was a way for me to kind of bump up my intelligence a little bit more, but I have to wait until I'm a much higher level fighter. Like basically until level 20. I get a lot of stuff at level 20. This character was super strong at 15, and then I got very, very little over my last few levels. So this is kind of like a character that doesn't really have a lot of ramp. It's 100 to 0, right? Like I was saying before, this character has no burst damage. I just have sustained damage. So you never really notice when it gets better. Because yeah, I have one action boost, but my action boost is just haste. So basically, yeah, you beam them up to hell. But hell is actually home, so it's not that bad. It's kind of comforting for them, you know. It's just a bit nicer because it's warm. I'm telling you, man. It'd be like a nice lava-y vacation. Like if you're some kind of like horrendous lava monster, would you really want to be somewhere where there's no lava? I feel like the temperature difference. Like if you're used to lava, the temperature difference would be almost like unbelievable. If you're playing as if you're a hellhound and you're trying to come somewhere where there's no lava everywhere. Like just as bad for us. Although they do make fire, so I don't entirely know how that works. Although I will say I'm not a fictional biologist, so I don't really understand fictional monsters. If I was a fictional biologist, though, you better believe it. I'd be all over that, figuring out that science. Well, okay, maybe. But the thing is, we're in Kyber, right? Kyber is down. Hell isn't down. Kyber is down. Hell is an entire different plane of existence. In fact, I'm not even sure if hellhounds come from hell. Because they also come from... I'm pretty sure there are hellhounds in Infernia, which is the plane of fire, which I don't think is hell. The kill count? 105 right now? I think. Oh, no, I'm not a whale biologist. I'm not a whale biologist in New York. I do have a friend who's a whale biologist in New York. He's a whale biologist. I myself, though, am not. If you think I am, you have been terribly, terribly led astray. Yeah, that kill count's pretty sick. Always got to be number 1. That's how you know the build is good. Number 1 on kill count. Spinner. Give me that XP, or my quest reward. Reanimating. Abjuration focus. Man, what an item. That's something I don't want.
Something is waiting in the lowest depths of Kyber.
Like I said, any quests where there aren't packs of monsters, I do really well on when it comes to like actual kills and damage, and like percentage of damage. But any monsters with those large packs, I kind of start to dwindle a little bit, simply because I don't deal with packs very well. I'm more of a single target kind of guy.
Ahead, a Rakshasa and a company of drow are arguing over a pile of dragon shards.
Man, so much extra health. The other thing is, man, these monsters just have so much health. Goddamn. Plus, I can't use I can't use the lightning, which is better than the force. Character's still pretty strong, though. Let's get a good song going. Something high energy. Am I wearing hand wraps? I am not wearing hand wraps.
Are locked in battle with some kind of spirit made up
What do you mean
of
wearing hand wraps? I don't understand.
The spiders are devouring
Oh,
the
my
prey.
belt. Oh, okay.
Absorbing
No,
into
these
their
are not hand
blood,
wraps. I
saving
will
the prey
explain
creature from
when I
its
go in here, because I'll
antagonist.
have a chance, because I can't do
The
anything.
spinner of shadow struggles against her weakening bonds, while below her, glowing the spiders consume
yeah.
the last of
No,
the
I'm not wearing hand
fiends.
wraps. I am wearing this item right here, which I will load here.
The spinner of shadows has broken
I have the
free.
Festering Mummy Wrappings. This gives negative healing amp, light resistance, and the only reason I'm wearing them, quality intelligence 1.
See that you have brought me
gives quality intelligence, so that bumps me up to a 38. So I might as well use it.
The demon overlord
From
glares
Bator,
down
the
at you
Nine
with
Hells.
contempt.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, there you go. Hellhounds are from Bator, the Nine Hills. But they look like hand wraps. They're meant to be wraps, but they're not hand wraps. Silver Slinger, oh, Silver Slinger's a heavy repeating crossbow. I could use this crossbow as well. Is this even good? Not really.
Now let us leave this
It's only a
place.
D10.
You must help us release the other demon
It is good though,
overlords.
and it's silver, which is not that bad.
I will do no such
I know, right? So you think I'm wearing hand wraps, but it's all lies. Just secrets and lies, man. Secrets and lies.
you tedious lords of dust. Not when she awaits me. Now be gone.
Now be
A
gone.
burst of blue flame suddenly erupts in front of the demon. The spinner of shadows screams and scuttles back into the darkness. You feel her grasp on you slip
Oh man.
as the silver flame
This quest is
guardian
probably one of my least
speaks.
favorite quests. I really don't like it, just because it's just long and
You
tedious.
have not escaped yet.
True,
Some of the
but the reason
flame
why I
still
like this
burns here.
is because I don't really rely on one damage type, right? Like the blunted arrows are kind of interesting, but I don't really care about blunted damage, like blunted weapons for undead, because I also do lightning and I also do light damage. So I don't really care about actually having proper blunted ammunition because I have multiple different sources of damage to damage undead with, beyond just my physical.
She returns.
Like if I was playing like a rogue or something with no on-hit damage, then yeah, I would probably want the Silver Slinger. But I don't really care because I have crazy damage.
Your game now, flame spirit. You are too weak to battle me
Oh man,
yourself, so you use
yawning,
these
baby.
mortals as
So
pawns.
tired.
You must have learned something of my ways from our time together. No matter.
Level 18.
Let us begin.
Oh man, I've been leveling up this character so quickly.
The voice of the silver
last little
flame
while.
whispers in your mind.
Many spiders have burrowed underground, but I can feel the spinner's pain.
Oh, I can't apply stacks to her? What the hell?
Them up.
Apparently I don't even do that much. Oh, she's fucking immune to on-hit effects. What in the garbage? Oh my god, so I don't do anything with my on-hit effects.
Spinner's cries
Why is she taking no damage from my on-hit
crawl out
effects?
of their hiding places in response to the demon's
Oh my
call.
god, she just deflects it like it's not even there. That sucks, because I don't do straight physical damage. Uh-oh. Interesting aspect of the build, something that doesn't work. God damn it. No, 1 second.
Once more, the demon's voice echoes from the shadows above.
Demons of Kyber, hear my call.
Yeah,
Protect my
I think I'm actually getting
children.
sick too, because pretty much everybody I know is sick. My boss is sick. One of my other coworkers is sick. Several of the people that I end up working with are sick. I have a feeling that I might actually be getting down with the sickness, which would be a really bad thing. I do not want to come down ill. I can't take any days off work. So it's not like, oh man, if I'm sick, then I'll just like sit and stream quietly all day. I just like sit quietly and maybe sip at some, lemon tea, and be like, oh, let's go do some quests, guys. Cough, cough. Unfortunately, that would not be the case. It would be, oh, I have to go to work sick today because I am physically required to go to work, rain or shine, sick or healthy. Yay, responsibility. It's one of the goofy things about when you get older. You get slightly older, and then all of a sudden you gain responsibility, which is just deeply dissatisfying. Really? You can adrenaline her like that? I did not know that. I know that you can't gain stacks of, yeah, I'll get some of these. I know that you... Grant me your essence. There we go. Perfect. I know that you can't...
A feeling of dread overwhelms you, as if darkness has entered your very soul. The spinner of
sorry.
shadows has returned to the
I know
battle.
that you can't use, you can't get stacks of blitz and stuff when fighting her. Sorry, my brain is going on me. Eh. What's happening now? My music is gone. Where's the spinner? Oh, there she is.
Come for me, my sister.
So I get it with a bunch of stacks, and then I can hit her?
And I call to you.
No, apparently not.
Come for me.
That doesn't actually work. Oh, it's so weird that on-hit effects don't proc because it's not technically an on-hit effect. That is so annoying. My aura works though, which is interesting.
The spinner of shadows decides to change tactics.
All right, time to save the
Rise, my
spinner.
spiders. Destroy the Guardian. Without it, the mortals are lost.
The mortals. I don't know. I think we're pretty fine, even with or without the Guardian. Maybe it's just me. That's true. It does get rid of the yellow damage. Yeah, I didn't realize that because this character is so based on hit effects, that because there's monsters that you can't technically hit. Because I mean, the Spinner of Shadows is a demigod, right? You can't really fight the Spinner of Shadows. Like, she's just so much more unimaginably powerful that like fighting an incarnation of her form is basically what we're doing. We're not actually fighting the Spinner. We're fighting an incarnation of her form. So she may be so powerful, or she may not be powerful to fully overcome us, but we're not powerful enough to actually interact with her. Which is kind of like the way that I understand it. Which makes sense, you know. It's the same thing with like Lolth when you're doing Caught in the Web. Like, we don't destroy or defeat Lolth. Anna defeats Lolth, spoiler alert. But we, the adventurers, do not. The adventurers, we run away. Because we can't actually fight Lolth because she's a god. Like, it doesn't matter what we want to do. It's like, yeah, guys, we're gonna stop her. We're gonna beat Lolth. Like, nope. Sorry, we're gonna run away from Lolth. And then the person who just happens to be a reincarnated god is gonna kill Lolth. That's what's gonna happen there. And I like that. Gives it like character, you know?
Spiders subsides, and the Guardian is once again safe.
Cool.
Time for you to finish relighting the wards.
I'm gonna go collect me some dragon shard fragments.
The demon chuckles in the shadows.
Because it honestly would make no sense for characters to even be able to defeat a god. Because if you could even say that the main characters, like the heroes, can defeat a god, not like somebody that wants to become godlike, you know. I'm not talking about like your Aguilera or oh fuck, it's here. God damn it! No, Spinner, leave me alone. I'm just trying to collect ward crystals. Ow. Oh my god! Don't only get hit by one. Ah. No. No. Run away. Ugh. Just trying to escape her grasp. Ow. She hurts. Get her off me. Oh, I have a skull in my hand because I was healing. Cool. That's not a problem. I can kill these Hezra as I go find more spinners. Wait, what? She's following me again? What the hell? Alright. I guess I can't go get spiders. Eh, that's what we got other people for. It's fine. Oh, I can light one more torch though. No. No webline trip. Run away. There, I can light this. I just have to like empty my bolts into her. Take this.
She will be here soon, and I will
We'll be free of this place forever. It's one of those things. I'd like to get more ward crystals, but I must shoot the Spinner of Shadows for like small amounts of damage. I can apparently critically hit her though, which is interesting. block.
The last ward ignites.
See, that's what I tried to do. I tried to
Light
get the
fills
block on,
cavern.
but I was unable to be successful.
The spinner of shadow shouts, but it is a shout of triumph.
Good job,
not
team.
defeat. Once again, you are held in an irresistible web.
Everyone's favorite part of the quest. The dialogue that you can't skip. That you've seen a million times. Yeah. Do shuriken and builds exploit bugs at all? I'm thinking of my next life and I don't want to use bugs. I don't know. I don't know anything about shuriken using characters. So somebody who might have more experience with shuriken characters can probably speak up. Like, I feel like there's nothing... You wouldn't lose anything by having the extra elemental damage toggles on it if you had some ranger, but I'm honestly not sure.
A voice of vast power booms from
Like, that's
inside
something
the
I'm really not familiar about. Like, I'm familiar with this apparently because this is what I'm doing. But I don't know anything about the shuriken builds. Like I don't even know where does the damage come from. Like, I can go on the DDO wiki, which is a great website by the way. If you don't use it, use the DDO wiki. I can go enhancements, but like, what makes it good? I think monk gives something, right? From classes. Like monk gets like a shuriken mastery or something. Or is that like a feat? I think it's actually a feat. Never mind. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it works. I know you get extra shurikens based on something. Or is that drow? There's like a shuriken expertise where you get to throw extra shurikens based on your like dexterity or something. And another one where you get to throw extra shurikens based on your wisdom. Like, I feel like I'm not making that up. I feel like that's true. And beyond the rift. But I could be wrong. Let's see here. Races? Maybe it's under races. Drow. I like how Drow is a premium race. Shuriken expertise. Your skill with Shuriken and have a chance to throw an additional throw equal to your dexterity. Yeah, I'm just not entirely sure how it works.
The gatekeepers.
I'll have to figure that out.
Order, are
What's this here? Shuriken expertise. There's like an entire page on it. A monk may select. Oh, a monk can get shuriken expertise, so you can just get it. But I feel like there's another one. Shuriken. Beyond the rift. Let's go in here. Tips.
This is
Shuriken expertise.
anything you have ever seen before. Mountains of stone.
Advanced
float in
ninja
air.
training. Oh, you also get a chance based on your dexterity to throw an extra shuriken per attack. So you need really high dexterity, and then having. So say you have 50 dexterity, that gives you a 50% chance to throw one and a 50% chance to throw another, and that's not including double shots. Oh shit! I did not expect to get blasted by that thing.
You're a stranger here, I'm thinking. What brings ye into the demon web?
Cool, I am working at 6:30. Sounds
You
good.
must have come through the rift that she made. The rift to the other world. Perhaps ye have come to mend it.
I've never even seen this. I've never even looked at Ninja Spy, so that's kind of cool. I think the best, if you are going to make any kind of shuriken build, the most important thing to remember is that the absolute bar none best shuriken in the entire game is the Snow Star. So make sure you pick up the Snow Star. It is the best shuriken. Snow Star has a couple great effects about it. Number one, it has an expanded critical threat range, so it crits on a 17 to 20. Oh my god.
She and her sister, the Spinner of Shadows,
are the source of thy
But yeah,
troubles.
if you absolutely should pick up the Snow Star, it is the best shuriken in the entire game, bar none.
Possible for me to come here because
Which is really
Lolth
important.
let her guard slip when the rift
But pretty much
opened.
everything else is kind of garbage.
I
All the other
cannot
shurikens.
easily
There's no
leave the
really
demon web
other way to put
until
it.
she slips again.
I think, would you even want a green steel shuriken? Probably
This
not.
rift, her
I don't even know if you
sister,
can make a green steel
the
shuriken, to be
magic
honest.
The demon web
Fuck.
sprawls
Shit.
out before you.
No.
Somewhere
Ah,
in this chaotic
no.
maze lies the path to the place
Damn.
elements
Back to the
call
start.
Evening Star. Closer to my
There, I just want to listen to Elements. Wait, what? You put me here anyway?
creatures
Eh,
ahead
YOLO.
make some strange and disgusting
I'll take it.
sounds as they root through old bones. They
Yeah.
produce even more.
Yeah.
Hark! I sense that she has dropped her guard
Okay.
again. Occupied with her sister, most like. I must leave while I can.
Oh my
Find
god, the
my
extra
way to
damage die
Evening
going up
Star.
everywhere.
I will meet you there.
I will
Tis a
meet you there.
dangerous journey, but
But yeah,
you
shuriken
seem
builds
to be
are
accustomed
interesting. I just don't
to
entirely understand how they work.
dangerous journeys.
It works really well with double shot. Basically, the idea is that the extra chance to throw a shuriken is separate from double shot, and I'm pretty sure the extra shurikens can all double shot. So say you have a situation where you have 300% double shot and 100 dexterity. With 100 dexterity, you're guaranteed to throw 3 shurikens each time you throw a shuriken. With 300% double shot, each time you throw a shuriken, you actually throw 4 shurikens. So then that would make it so that every time you throw a shuriken, you're actually throwing 12 shurikens.
The spinner of
Kind of how the damage works, which is why most shuriken builds are the Shirati builds. Because you're throwing so many shurikens, you get to add so much extra damage. The thing about Shirati builds is they scale very heavily off of spell power, so I don't know how it works. I don't know what the split is or like what stats you need to take. However, you do get extremely high base damage, and I'm pretty sure that if you either went Fury of the Wild, you could also increase your damage by a very significant margin. Because Fury of the Wild, having multiple shots, means that your adrenaline can hit 12 times, which is really, really, really good. It's really hard to say, actually. I'm not sure. Shurikens are one of those things that just never really kind of looked into. I don't really like shurikens because they have the base D2 damage. Plus, throwing weapon builds are just like, I don't know. It's just not my cup of tea. It just seems like it's not very cool, and I think that's kind of the thing. Is like I don't feel like it's very cool, so I don't want to play one. Not that it isn't cool. It just to me having this like tiny little shuriken that you're like pew pew is not the coolest thing you could do when you're playing a cool video game with like dragons, and giant monsters, and swords that are gigantic and stuff like that. When I have like an automatic crossbow that I can reload, that just screams cool to me. But shuriken builds are like, take my little shuriken, pew, pew, pew. There is the aspect where you feel like a ninja, and if you play as a halfling, halflings not only get the increased attack speed with shurikens, which is probably the best race to go for it, plus they get the increased dexterity. So I feel like halfling would be the best race to pick in general if you're playing any kind of thrower build. But even more so than that, it looks like you run real fast. And then you get yourself one of those ninja outfits with the ninja masks. Even if it's just a cosmetic and you're around throwing shurikens at everybody. I don't really like playing halflings because I cannot stand characters that have minuses on strength. That's why I'll pretty much never play a halfling or gnome. Minus on strength means you can't carry shit, which is so stupid.
Scuttles along the demon web, intent on some errand of her own.
Like, any situation where you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna run real fast. On a halfling, it looks like you're running at the speed of goddamn sound, because your camera is zoomed in like this all the times at max zoom out because it's so low to the ground, and your character, like, he's just booking it, you know? Like here, yeah, my character's like sauntering about, but as a halfling, you just look like you're full-on booking it at all times a day. You know?
Has already consumed the weak and the slow, then dispersed into the demon web to fight
Yeah,
fragments
vandal
of
bonus.
long-forgotten
Gotta get that
worlds
bonus XP, yo.
snared in Lolth's web. This will be the fate of Eberron unless you find a way to repair the rift that is
I also do like the fact that there are a couple of things that you get from level 20 that you didn't have before. Recently, so I think it was the last patch that was added into the game, not the last patch, but the last like a big update. There were a lot of changes that were made to Epic Destinies. Not actual changes, but just text changes. And the text changes were really, really important. It clarified exactly what goes into each Epic Destiny core. Some of them are still haven't been done. So, for example, Bard, or not Bard, but Fate Singer still needs some work. Die. Anyway. But Spellsinger has some stuff added to it. But the big thing about Shirati is actually tells you here. Shirati gives you 4 ranged power per level. So being Shirati gives you 24 ranged power, which is a lot. Whereas something like Legendary Dreadnought does not. Legendary Dreadnought gives you 2 range power per level. So the base range power you're going to be picking up is much more from Shirati. Most things didn't actually tell you that they gave you range power, even though they did the whole time, which is kind of cool. Man, if there's a racial completionist, could you imagine a racial completionist where you have to, like, play through each of the races? Oh my god.
Now join me, sister. Let go of your physical form and join me. Become greater than you ever were.
Let's see. 10,000 stars. Add your wisdom ability score to your ranged power. That's pretty cool, actually. If you get like 60 dex, 60 wisdom, which would be hard to do, but not impossible. You could have a pretty crazy shuriken build. What about, like, what's Zen Archery do? Does that give anything? No, it just lets you use your wisdom bonus to hit. Ranged attacks are hard to hit on small, short creatures. I could probably be helping these guys with, like, the Dragloth that's right behind me, but I'll kill these spiders to stat pad. Remember, it's really important to remember where you want to stat pad, because some areas are way easier stat pad than others. Oh man, this guy's resistant to fire. What the hell? Oh, and he gets hurled through hell. And there's a treasure chest. Easy peasy, man. Hey, meteor swarm. There's a scroll I don't want. But yeah, no, I think it'd actually be cool if there was like a racial completionist or racial past life feats. The problem with racial past life feats is I don't know what they would give though, because I like the idea of an active as opposed to passives. I like the way the iconic racial feats are really cool. It gives you a way to kind of like embody a previous life.
But at least it will take you away from the deep you find yourself. Vast cavern of stone deep below the surface. If you are to find elements, you must first
The rest for human. I played a lot on this character. This character has been Drow, Elf, Sun Elf, Blade Forged, Warforged, Gnome, Human for sure. Now I'm Purple Dragon Knight. Dwarf. I did a Dwarf life as well. I have not done a Halfling life. I can tell you that for sure right now. I never did a Halfling life, and I have no intention of ever doing a Halfling life. Screw Halflings, man. Hell, I did a Bear Druid life, so... That's the thing. I just like the idea of passives. I like the idea of actives. There you go. That could be interesting. It's like a racial completionist thing. An idea I did like that I saw somewhere on the forums was like, if you had like a racial completionist feat or something, or like, imagine you had like halfling past life or something, right? If you got like 3 past lives as halfling, then you could potentially like have access to the halfling enhancement tree when you're not a halfling, stuff like that, which would be kind of interesting. But it would be weird to like play as a race to then incentivize yourself not to play that race anymore. So I don't know if that idea is actually good or not. I just thought it was a neat concept. Would you guys like to see like racial completionist? Because I know people kind of get sick of past lives and like, oh, you have to get this and you have to get that and there's too many. But like, what do you guys think? Would you guys actually like to see some kind of like race-based completionist feat system or something like that? Or racial past lives past life feats. Because I don't know, I think it's like a cool idea, but there's also that part of me that's like, man, I would not want to like feel like I have to grind for something new again that I've already like unlocked or played as. Especially considering, does the game even record what character race you are?
Anything like the drow you've encountered back on Eberron. And they also don't look pleased to see you.
Exactly. You have triple completionists, so do you really want to go back and try to get more completionists? Right, but they can't just like give it to you right away. Like, it would be really silly to have like a new feature that you already have, because then you'd have no reason to like work towards it. So then they would build a system that some of the player base wouldn't even care about because they already have it, and then another section of the player base would be like, well, I don't have time to play for a million years, so it's not even worth the investment. So I think the idea of racial past lives is really cool, but to me it's really hard to justify even just like taking, right? Like, if I was a project developer manager at Turbine, which I'm not, I would find it very difficult to justify spending the time on making something like that, since, you know, it wouldn't affect. Oh fuck no! I rolled a 1 on my paralysis. Oh shit! What a bunch of crap!
If the scouts
What a bunch of crap!
It will take you closer to the
There we go.
The drow patrol you saw before is taking a break on the other side of the ravine ahead.
Jump! Yeah. But I agree with you, I would not want to refarm out the races. That would be a horrible experience. That would be in no way fun. Could you imagine if it was like, oh, just go get some more past lives, everybody. That's what everybody loves, more past lives. That'd be kind of neat, where you can gain like an aspect of that race. Yeah, I could see that. Well, the problem is, it's like, to me, when I think of like new character features, it's really hard, because what do you add in at this point? There's so many classes and races, so. Exactly. That's what I mean. Like, you kind of run into the situation where it's like, okay, you either give it, you're basically just adding a system which gives stats to players that already have them, which again would not really justify the amount of time investment it would take to actually make all these things, because that's only going to affect a small subset of the population. I don't know. I more think of it like, how would I do it? See, like, I even think of like new content. Like, what kind of new content can they add? Obviously, they can add certain sets of new content. Like, whoa, new content, third favorite soul enhancement tree. Whoa, new content, third druid enhancement tree. Whoa, new content, third artificer enhancement tree. That would be amazing. But like, when I think of like new classes, like, what the fuck kind of class would they add to the game that doesn't already exist? Right? Like, there's already so many classes in this game. So like, what class would they add in that they don't already have? It's like, I don't know. Like, chef? Like, fuck. New races, obviously they can expand upon that, and they've already said they want to, with both the option for Tiefling and Azamar going to be coming into DDO, like confirmed it will be coming into DDO at some point. Whereas there was the poll for the potentially like next year to see like you know, either a Kobold race or a Dragonborn race. Now, of course, I voted for Kobold because I think Kobold would be the best thing ever. Because Kobold would bring an entirely new subset of animations, different character armors, which would probably require some like new texture passes to actually have it fit. So now you're gonna all of a sudden have like different armor looks and sets and people that look very different, which would be very cool and would kind of shake up the game. Whereas Dragonborn they would just basically reskin Purple Dragon Knights, and then there you go, you got a Dragonborn with scales. You got a Purple Dragon Knight with scales. but it's called Dragonborn. But it makes the same noises and stuff.
Villagers in the cave
So
cautiously point to a large
I'm not
lever
a
near
big
the door.
fan of the Dragonborn. Like I like the idea, and I think it would be cool to have like a dragon-esque race, but I just feel like it wouldn't really add as much to the actual design of the different characters and stuff that are already in the game. Whereas actually having a kobold race would. Kobold's better than playing Skyrim again. Yeah, man. Chef class. I'm telling you, it's gonna be so good.
Inside the cage calls to you.
Over here! Let us out! Thank
Good
the
work,
gods,
everybody.
I'd almost given up hope.
I
Where
like
did
that
you
idea.
come from?
But it's really hard for me to even think of like what would constitute as new content, which is why I'm glad there are people that are much smarter than me that work at this game company that are making new content. Cool, thanks for the group, guys. Like one of the things that I definitely thought about as like a new tree, because I know they said at some point that, or the guys at Turbine said they wanted to add like a new neutral tree, something along the lines of like Harper Agent. Really cool, and I thought what would be better than adding in, there's a in the Eberron campaign setting, there's a prestige class that's basically like the Dragon Mark, the Sibris Dragon Mark, where you get access to an extra ultra powerful Dragon Mark because it kind of manifests in your character without actually taking the feats. It'd be cool if they reworked that into basically like a Dragon Mark tree. So if you take a Dragon Mark, you then gain access to this tree that's based on like your house or whatever, and it would give you, like, you could focus on the Dragon Mark, get more powers from your marks. So that way the feats that are actually relevant to the game's story and really relevant to the game itself would actually become much more relevant because you'd have the secondary tree. I think it'd be a cool concept. I don't know how it would work though. I just think it's a neat idea. So, holy shit, that was a Paladin Wizard. That was a Necro Paladin that was just standing right there. Fuck, I just missed out on the Necro Paladin because I was talking. Anyway, guys, I just want to say thank you for watching. I hope you've had an awesome time. I am done streaming for the day because I'm super exhausted. So I'm going to head out. If you like Strimtom, make sure you follow the stream, this one here, and watch me every single day on, sorry, not every single day, every single Monday from 7 to 10 p.m. I will be here every single Monday, so please do that. In fact, if you want more Strimtom and you can't handle waiting for me, you can go ahead, you can follow it right there. That's my own personal channel, and you as well, you can follow me on Twitter so you know exactly when I'm streaming, because I post about it. I'm going to make a schedule at some point so I can actually stream consistently, but I don't know when. I gotta figure that out. God, I'm tired. I'm gonna go to bed. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a super de-duper evening. Man, this song is so good. Watch me every day. Dude, that's creepy. You like outside my window? Oh, I'm supposed to turn off the stream.